Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever or whoever you may be. I am Alan Arante, and this is the Recluse Podcast. Today's guest is Andrew Martinez. He served in the Vietnam War at the age of 18. He deployed in March 1972 and returned home in February 1973. He was a radar man. Andrew would sit at the radar and listen. He would call in the coordinates of any enemy movement he could detect, and those points in space would receive hellfire. Andrew and his men, which were very few, they were sitting ducks if they couldn't find the enemy before the enemy found them. He remembers vividly that terrible aloneness. It was a terrible mortal vulnerability. I first met Andrew about 5 years ago. I was finishing up my bachelor's degree at Channel Islands, and for a capstone project, I had to interview a Vietnam War veteran. My professor for that class was a veteran himself, and I could tell that after all the years that had passed, his experience in Vietnam still cut him very deeply. I recall the professor sitting in the corner with tears rolling down his face. I actually had 2 classes with this professor, so this group was presenting a project for a class totally unrelated to Vietnam, and this man was sitting in the corner just crying. He clearly couldn't shake the memories of those terrors. For my capstone, I was paired with Andrew Martinez, and over the course of the semester, I interviewed him, and I got to know him. I wrote a report on him, and at the end of the semester, I read it aloud to my peers and to all the veterans involved. I remember that morning clearly. I showed up to the library with an unfinished trifold board. I had just met with Andrew that morning to gather pictures for my board. I was rushing to finish it, and I walk into the room, and it seemed as though everybody was waiting for me. I was the last one to show up because we started as soon as I showed up. I remember seeing the other trifold boards, and they were impressive. They were filled with great, perfectly placed photos of their veterans, and mine was weak, with photos printed on copy paper, with tape on the back. I knew I had really met the man, however. I wasn't there to show how much I could dazzle a trifold board. I was there to represent a man who suffered in Vietnam. I was there to call attention to the societal viciousness that burrows into the hearts of young men when they are made to fight in war. After the presentation, the days went by, and I gradually lost contact with Andrew. For the next 5 years, my eye was caught by every orange Dodge Challenger I saw, because that was the car he had. I looked for some sign of it being his. I felt that our work together had yet to be resolved. There was more to say and more to do. A couple months ago, near my house, I saw a Dodge Challenger parked. There was a veteran sticker on the back. I wrote a note and left my number. I slipped it through the cracked window, and he reached out a couple days later. It was him. I finally found Andrew Martinez. We met up, and he told me a story one more time. Although I tried to ask questions during the first half of the session, I quickly realized that this was not the appropriate time to ask questions. The man lived this tale, and all he desired was to tell it. These recordings and this conversation isn't about whether war is good or bad. This is simply a telling of one man's experience in a foreign land, a land in which he was forced to kill or be killed. So with the utmost respect and sensitivity, this is a portrait of Andrew Martinez.
Shaking. That's strange. Really strange. Anyway, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I first I went to basic training in Fort Ord, California. Mm-hmm. It was about October 13th, I think, is when I got there. Good day. It wasn't a Friday, I don't believe. And finished my basic training there before, right on through the Christmas holidays.
And is that what boot camp is?
Yeah, it is boot camp, yes.
Okay.
We call it basic training. Others may call it something else. Mm-hmm. And right from there, I actually want to back up a little bit. My draft number was 8. Mm-hmm. I was born in August. And I said, well, they're going to take me in a couple weeks, so I'm going to go and sign up.
Wow, no kidding. So you didn't even want You just figured
I just was,
bite the
I'm going to
bullet.
go and be a regular Army guy. So actually, I went into, they call it RA. I went to the Marines. They go, hey, you send people to Vietnam? Oh, no, we don't think so. No, we're not sending people to Vietnam. Are you sure? Yep. Okay. I want to go to Vietnam. So went next door. The Army recruiting station was there. I said, you sending people to Vietnam? He goes, not really. I go, I want to go. I said, they killed 3 of my family members. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there and pay them back for what they did to my family. The guy looks at me. He goes, well, if you want to be a military intelligence radar guy, I'll go take it and give me a test. They gave me a test. I apparently did well. They sent me to Fort Huachuca, Arizona. The School of Military Intelligence had just moved there in August of 71. I think I was the 4th class. Some of my team members were ahead of me in their class at the Fort Huachuca. So we came out of there, and I was a combat surveillance and target acquisition repair man. Or that means I was going to be out in the field. If something happened, I was to be able to diagnose and figure out what part is wrong. And, you know.
Yeah, guaranteed you'd be on the field,
Oh,
right?
definitely. They said, you're going, boy. Anyway, that was from like January 3rd to like March 7th. And I got my orders. 5 of us got orders to go to Vietnam, and the others went to Germany. And we were supposed to go, I think, 2-week vacation, like that. So right around the 21st, something like that, somewhere around there. We went. My mom and dad took me up to Travis Air Force Base in California. And there's supposed to be 5 of us, and only 2 of us showed up. So I go,
wow.
Okay, I guess 2 of us, both are going in. So I'm waiting there for that plane to get in the plane, get on the plane. And this sergeant or whatever comes up and goes, who's this person who thinks about this guy? It wasn't me. The other guy says, oh, yours been changed. You're going to Germany. You're going to Germany. I'm going to Vietnam. But the other guys there was a couple guys that had brown skin too. So it wasn't prejudice like that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that way back then. I don't know what. Anyway. So my mom had lost her brother over there.
Wow, your uncle?
Yeah, my uncle. I had come home from high school like when I was in 10th grade.
Wow.
And I never did that. You know, I never. So I just happened to go there, and my mom's crying on the phone. And she told me, my brother's been killed. He died February 25th, 1971, I believe. And I said, those sons of bitches. I'm going to go to Vietnam and kill me, motherfuckers. So pay them back. Yeah. That was a bad thing to think that way because I was an altar boy and I was raised Catholic. So pretty much religious. So when I went to the Army, so they sent me to, boy, I tell you, careful what you ask for. I came out of Fort Huachuca, Arizona, and I had security clearance. Mm-hmm. And I guess I did pretty well in the exams and everything else like that. But you know what? After the research, after all this in Vietnam, I researched things, and I was handpicked to go to Vietnam. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't because I was brown. I was handpicked. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. I got on the plane, and we flew out to Juneau. Well, I think it was Juneau, Alaska, and we refueled there in Osaka, and then down to Vietnam. I'm landing in Bien Hoa, and it was in the southern part of Vietnam, close to Saigon. And then we got in trucks there. And when we landed there, you know, the first 60 guys were given, they had a test to do when they were debarked from the plane. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so now I'm coming out there, but the 80th guy, whatever, I wasn't the first 60 guys. I look down and I go, what's all those black bags for? Because I was naive as hell.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. A bunch of these guys putting all these dead bodies in the cargo plane. Oh. And there was a lot of them. And, you know, 60 guys putting all this stuff. So I'm going, ooh, and I remember saying this to myself, I guess I'm not in Kansas anymore. We've got weapons. It stinks out here. And there's gunfire and artillery far off in the distance.
No kidding.
And I'm going, oh, here I am. You know, I'm 18 years old and 18 and a half. And there I am in Vietnam. So
that's a kid. I mean,
I see kids now in high school. They go, "You're dead. You're dead. Yeah. You're dead. You're all dead." You know. I go, "Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, for the grace of God." Because before I got on the plane, I told my mom, she's crying. I go, "Mom, don't you cry. So I'll come back alive in one piece. No, they can't kill me. You understand me, Mom? They're not going to kill me. You understand me? I'm going there to pay them back for what they did to Uncle Johnny." She's, of course, they don't believe that.
Yeah.
I did it though. So I had a task to survive Vietnam. Oh, God, but they put us in the most horrible place in the world. No one in that war, not to anybody who talks to me, no one did what we did. No one. Anyway, I'll get to that. So we landed in Bien Hoa and drove in back, I think 2.5 to Long Binh, where we were processed. Mm-hmm. And we were there a couple of days or whatever. And then they took us into this big Quonset hut, kind of like an airport hangar type. Mm-hmm. Long tables. I mean, tables just, quite a row of tables. And maybe like 100, 200 guys in one row of guys on one side that just sitting there. And the sergeant up the end goes, "When I call it UMOS," which is military occupational specialty, raise your hand. Oh, those guys are raising their hands, and they call out my MOS. Started raising my hand. The guy next to me goes, "Put your hand down, son." I don't know who he was, but definitely knew that they handpicked me. Because I go, well, he goes, "Put your hand down." So I did nothing, and so everyone had left. So, "You two get up here." We go up there to the front. He asked me, "What's your MOS?" I told him, "I called you." The guy that told me to put my hand down goes, "Stop right there, Sergeant. He's going with me to the dang."
Wow.
And the sergeant looked at him and he goes, "You're going with him to the dang." So it kind of tells you it's way at the top.
Da Nang.
Yeah, the dang, yeah.
Here, point to it, please.
Sure. Right there.
Oh, wow.
That's just, yeah, right there. Okay.
So we got Da Nang here, and that's, am I wrong, or is it close to the DMZ?
It's about 90 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, about 90 miles or so. Anyway, my orders had been processed because I was supposed to go somewhere else. So somebody picked me up and they sent me to this unit called, I think it was the 528 LEM, Light Electronic Maintenance. I'm like, what the hell is that? They were a group that did avionics work. I was with them for about 2 weeks. I pulled guard duty mostly. And I learned how to throw a knife, and I mean, I was deadly with a knife. It's easy to throw a knife at an inanimate object, but when you try to kill someone with it, it's completely different.
Not the same, yeah.
Not if you're not used to doing that or were trained to do that as well. So I was there for about 2 weeks, and then the unit standing down. Oh, going home. In 2 weeks, 30 days, I'm going home. Okay, I survived Vietnam. So we're in formation out there, and they call out my name, and this guy named Woody. Maybe that was not his real name. I don't know, but he was from Boston. He spoke funny. So do I, apparently. They go, "No, you guys are going to the 196. This is the unit right here.
Yeah.
Light Infantry Brigade, Americal Division." And then, so just get your stuff. And when somebody picked us up, I don't remember how exactly. Oh, it was something, I guess, in a Jeep. And I went to that 186. They had it's on this side of the Nang Air Base. I'm sorry. I'll try to slow down here.
No, you're good.
And I remember the lieutenant go in that supply place, and because I had a white T-shirt. Get rid of the white T-shirt. Nothing with white. Forget your green T-shirt. So I got on the base, walked over to this lieutenant goes, "White T-shirt, give me 20." So I had to do 20 push-ups. And I went in, they gave me some shirts and stuff like that. Some blouse, my boots and stuff. And they said, and my boonie hat. And I came out of there, and I said, "Where did I change that?" He goes, "Right there." Out in the open. So there's these ladies walking by. I don't care. Get dressed right now. I'm getting some order. So here's a little 17-year-old, 15-year-old girl. And here I'm only 18 years old, naked, putting on the clothes, all the green stuff. And I'm embarrassed. I'm going, "Oh, yeah, man, this girl's." But they're like, and they'll put their hands to their mouth and kind of, and everything. Oh, great.
And is this still day one, or is this
no, this is about, I guess because I was 2 weeks at the other place.
Oh, yeah, that's
so maybe
right.
almost, I don't know, 20 days, I don't know, something, 18 days, whatever. And then they go, "Okay, come with us." And I got in a helicopter, and I never came back. They sent me out to the field. I was at 327, which I can show you. It's right by Da Nang.
Yeah, you said you'd never, that was the first and last time you saw Da Nang?
No, I came back for other things. I'll get to that point. But yeah, there's a hill out of Da Nang is about maybe 15 miles southwest, which was where I learned this new experimental radar.
Yeah.
It was, I guess in the past they had been using a ANTPS 25 or something like that. That's what I learned on in Arizona, but this supposedly was a ANTPS 58. It was a new experimental radar that was being tested in the field. Not funded by the military. It was funded by the CIA.
Wow.
So they get funding. I found this all later on, but they get funding to use these equipment, whatever it might be, in the field first, and then if it's good, then they sell it to the military to buy it, right? So you got to test it stuff. And so that's why I told you earlier that we were an experiment. This guy named Jimmy Page, I remember his name because his name was a guitarist.
Yeah.
He taught me how to use that radar and just to operate it. And from there, I became the number one radar operator of the whole team, all the teams, I guess. I'm sure there was just as good, probably. But I went to another level. I was pretty good. I found what we call targets. We saw people that were out there and the bad guys.
Right.
We call them targets. And when one morning, Woody was up in that tower. I'll show you that tower in that book. He was up in the tower. We had a starlight scope on there. And so I was about 5:45 in the morning. I could see the airbase in the distance. And hey, called on the fire mission. "Hey, Woody, check it out. to get these coordinates, so he could see 25 miles. I could see 20 miles. We could see 25.
Mm-hmm.
We saw 3 guys getting ready to set up maybe some. He's don't call them rockets. I'm not familiar with that kind of artillery piece. Could have been rockets and mortars. I don't know what they were. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But they were setting up, and they're the bad guys. So I called the mission, and it's 5:45, and they denied my mission. I called them right back. You fire this mission right now. I'm not telling you. I was angry. They denied my mission, and Woody and I sat there in that tower, and those rockets or mortars went off, and I think they killed 9 guys because the guys were lining up to go to mess hall, in formation, and they wounded a hell of a lot more. I don't know what that was, and I was angry. Oh, I was so angry. They told you to fire that mission. I was like, well, we thought there were civilians. I had a visual. I was so angry, but that was an important day for me because I decided that day that I was going to hunt men and kill them before they could kill our guys. That's not a way to think, right? But if you want to win a war, you got to hunt people down, and that's what we did. That's our whole thing. We hunted people down, found them, and killed them.
See, I think that's one of the things that we talked about this previously about how civilians just don't understand. They don't. Like you're telling me that, and I, because I haven't experienced it, I don't know what that vengeance feels like to say, my men were killed, and now I'm going to go out there and do the same thing.
I know it's wrong to think that way, but when you're in war, it's either you or them. So rather than wait for them to shoot at me or fire anything at me, I'll find you first and kill you. And that was the attitude that I had. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so I started hunting targets and finding them. And if you were in you're in the wrong area at the wrong time, you're going to die. I don't care if you're innocent or not, you're going to die. And that's kind of too bad because I'm sure I killed a lot of innocent people that are just trying to do whatever. I don't know. I can't be for sure. Yeah. Anyway, one night, it was about I think the infantry was sent home around the 28th of June or something like that. So so that's when I went home and left Vietnam. But before that, around I don't know, probably the 10th or so of June or something like that, the unit, a couple of platoons had gone out to the field south of Da Nang. West of Da Nang, and it was raining. It was monsoon season. It was raining down hard. So I get a call. Someone's going to go to the bunker because you can't go into our bunker. I have a 45. I'll kill you. I don't care who it is. I'll kill you because you cannot enter that unless I know you're coming. And so I let him in. It was the colonel that ran that was above, I guess the officer in charge, whatever. And he goes, "Hey, we have intel. I'll show you in there. There's our radar had what a plotter board or a plotter is? Like when you
is it that?
This was like a flat table, and it had our topographic map in the area, and then they had a bar that would go across, and the pin that would locate. That was kind of they still use plotters that way, kind of, sort of. It's been modified, of course. And so anyway, and the screen was completely. You remember see the Doppler radar when you see the Weather Channel?
Yeah.
And if it's green, real green, and darker green, that's what my screen looked like. And so the colonel goes, "Hey, we have intel over here that there's some enemies coming in this area." And I go, "Sir, I can't see anything." The screen's green. Goes, "They told me you're the best man in this unit," and that pissed me off. Which was his motivation, right? I put my headsets on and I listen. Raindrops is what I told him later on too. Raindrops and people walking sound almost exactly like, just a slight difference. And so I'm just going, I'm listening, and the thing, the radar scanning, and I pick up something slightly different. I go, "Sir, I got something different. I can't be sure." Push that button, because we could push this button with the pin and the bar would go across and locate right where that's where they had intel that the enemy's going to be. Yeah. Now, if I didn't stop those guys, they would kill those boys, the platoon.
Wow.
They would, because they were going to attack them and kill them. So I just, God help me, or something, it was just luck. I don't know. It was just because that's a near impossibility. That catapulted me way up on the scale of saving.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Or it's interesting because this time, they almost didn't listen again, but you actually you got to save your men this time.
Well, my colonel was there. He goes, "Hey, we got it. He's right where they're supposed to be." So actually, and I'll take it to that point. And so, I just called the sergeant in. Yeah. About the next day or so, I get my warrant officer and myself get called down from back into the 186. It was like a jury. You had generals on one side, the CIA on this side, and they're all sitting there and they're going, "Tell us what happens." I told them what I told you right now. Yeah. And the CIA guys, the electronic contractors, they go, "How'd you do that?" He goes, "I just told them there's a little difference, so I picked it up." He goes, and they're smiling because their radar's working good. Oh, right. And of course, I did a damn good job. And now my name is known. They know who I am. Mm-hmm. But that's when I found it. So anyway, and then the warrant officer, myself, Mr. Warrensby and myself, got back on the helicopter, and that's when I found out that I didn't understand physics at the time, but I have studied it. That aluminum, rubber boots, and water do not mix. We got in the helicopter, we flew up, we're about half mile up and going towards our hill 327. And there's no doors in the sides. So just to try to transport them. And this pilot makes a banking left turn, and I'm on that side. And I go out the door. My feet were hanging. I grab my warrant officer with my right hand, and I'm digging in his body, and I'm telling him, Mr. Orange, don't you dare let go. He's hanging like this with one hand. And he's trying to tell the pilot, straighten up, so we're going out the door. We can't see. There's no friction.
Your feet are out the door.
Out the door. I'm at the door. I'm hanging them. And if he lets go, I go, Mr. Orange, you let go, we're going to fall down, but I'm going to hang out to you. You're going to hit the ground. I'm going to be on top of you, and I'll wake up 2 legs later, and you're dead. I mean, I was not going to die. I was not going to die. I told my mom I was not going to die, and I had a plan. And I don't care if it worked out. That's what I was going for. And so the pilot straightened out, and I put him back in. I pulled my 45 out, and I'm going to kill the pilot. I'm authorized to do that.
Was your weapon in your hand?
No. I pulled that out. No. But when we straightened out, I got back in the helicopter. I pulled my 45 out, and I go, I'm going to kill this pilot. Mr. Herb goes, no, he's flying the bird. I'm scared. I mean, I was hanging out the damn bird,
Yeah.
Oh, God, it was bad. I was skinning.
Can you still take yourself back to that very moment?
I used to, for many years, I couldn't even climb a ladder 10 feet. I'd be shaking.
Wow,
like this.
No kidding.
Fuck yeah, it was scary as shit, man. Sorry about the language. But so he calls down to the hill. Hey, when we land, you have 2 guys grab in because you're going to kill the pilot. And so I land, pull my 45 out, and then grab me. Let go. I'm going to kill that pilot. Mr. Orban told him, get the hell out of here. He's going to kill you. Oh, shit. And so that event catapulted me to the number 1 radar guy in our team that I know of. I'm sure there's others up before me that were just as good or whatever.
Yeah.
I decided, and then, so right about that time, the Easter offensive started like the end of March. You know what that is? Easter offensive?
I've heard of it, and that's right when you landed, pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much. They were coming down from North Vietnam in tanks, artillery, men, jeeps, lots of men, lots of, a lot of them just coming at kicking ass. They overtook Quan Tri. We had a radar site up in Hai Lang.
Yeah.
And I don't think they ever really set up because they were all being overrun. The Marines were up there. And then the South Vietnamese Marines and the Rangers and stuff like that. And they were, matter of fact, I talked to one Marine and he said, he says, we had Chinooks down. You know what Chinook is? It's a longer type transportation
yeah, actually, is that what's down there? Can you see that? Is that lower area? Is that what you're talking about? Or no?
No, Chinook is a helicopter.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's a helicopter that some kind of transports man or maybe tanks or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bigger ones, tank. Anyway, as they're landing to have the Marines get on board, and they have some of the South Vietnamese who have you. If you had your weapon, you had a weapon, you can go. If you didn't, they throw you off. Get the hell out of here. You coward. You're not going to fight. Kidding. You're not going to fight. Get the hell out of here. You better go fight in a weapon. So guys don't because they're running. And
because what does it mean? So, can you explain for us, a man without a weapon? What does that represent?
No, I think they just took it at that time that you're a coward. You're running. Yeah. You better have your weapon if you're running. You can retreat. It's okay, but if you have your weapon and you run, you're gonna no. You don't do that. It's part of your discipline training. Anyways, that's what I recall reading that. I didn't see that myself. In the war that we're not in, that's in the book.
Yeah.
And he describes that, and I'm going, I can understand that. So even our radar guys, I did find out I was in Houston this last April, and we had a reunion, and I met this guy named White Walker, and he was there during that time when that event happened. Mm-hmm. So just trying to tie that together. Yeah. Anyway, they liken that battle, the Easter Offensive, to the Battle of the Bulge. Where the tanks and men were just coming to get refuel for gas, and then they would have won the war had they done that.
Yeah.
And those guys that were there stopped that. Didn't give them the gas. They blew it all up and did whatever they did.
Yeah.
I think you could say that's kind of like the radar guys. Mm-hmm. So they shipped in. So
yeah, that's important.
It's very important because we stand Australia. I'll get to that point. So here now, these guys are fighting and they're working their way down to Way, and that's from 68 where they took.
Yeah, and that's pretty high up there. That's even closer.
That's probably from the DMZ. Probably that was about 40 miles from, maybe 60 miles from, so probably 70 miles or something like that from the DMZ. I'm sure exactly.
Yeah.
So these guys. They're coming across this open space, the Ashal Valley, which is It's a well-known area. It's just, and when I was there, the valley was pretty much denuded from vegetation, so you could see. And so here's these tanks, and man, they're coming down. They're trying to hold these guys off.
Yeah,
the NBA and the Vietcong, they're just running over everybody. They're just kicking ass. Now we get back to about the middle of June, maybe the 22nd of June.
Yeah, and that's 72 still? Your first?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It's 72, yeah. June 72, yeah. This is kind of, I'm bouncing before to describe the event.
Yeah, that's good.
And, well, Andrew just did something really fantastic up on 327. So let's send Andrew up to Camp Evans and see what he can do there. Oh, my God, it was horrible. It's a tower in the middle of this valley, and everybody can see that tower, and everybody's trying to kill you. And your job is to not let them kill you and kill them first. That's what my friend Billy Lundy, who when I visited him a while back, Andrew, Camp Evans is the worst. Camp Evans, I go, Billy, I know. I go, Billy, you live in the middle of 180 acres. You're doing the same damn thing. And he stays there at his house. He will not leave. He won't leave.
Really?
Oh, it's so sad. I go, oh, Billy, you got to go over this. I can't. Anyway, and I don't know who else was. I can't. Oh, Sergeant Huff and Mr. Ormsby were sent up there too. My warrant officer. So at first I go, are they punishing me?
Yeah.
They're setting us up to the worst place in the world. But no, it was more because we were damn good at what we did.
I mean,
it turned out.
It's ironic. The better you did, the more accomplished you were, the more dangerous the areas you were.
Well, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that, all right. So I'm up there in about the 20th of June, and the counteroffensive by the Vietnamese and the American Marine advisors came up with a plan to start pushing them back.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but wait a minute, that's just like the 28th. Wait, there's like a week before you guys show up. They're coming at me. And I'm killing. I worked every night. I said, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. I worked almost. I mean, the guys did too, but most of the time I worked the late shift from 12 midnight to 6 in the morning. That's when all the action was at. So, and I was taking tanks out, jeeps, artillery, men, more men, and more men. One night around, I don't know, maybe the 25th or something like that, or June. I don't recall. 72. Mm-hmm. I let my radar go all the way around, and we're kind of not too far from the coast, Camp Evans. Maybe I don't know, maybe a mile or two. I'm not sure. So the battleships are offshore in the South China Sea. Slow down, Andrew. And I let my radar swing all the way at 360. Well, you shouldn't do that because battle stations. You got somebody just pinged their ships and they're going to battle stations. And so I get this call.
Oh,
yeah, we weren't supposed to do that, but I let it go because I was fucking scared, man. Shit, I was scared. It was so bad. I mean, I'm killing everybody. They're trying to kill me. I'm not going to let them do that. I have to go home because I promised my mom. That was come and go.
And you're saying when you go 360, I'm imagining a circular radar.
Yeah, they'll swing around. The antenna will swing all around. And so
they
ping the battleships that are out there. And so they go to battle stations. I mean, they're doing all the kinds of stuff and they're ready to do whatever. So who pinged this? The officer, what I guess it's called, the fleet officer. I get a call. The nomenclature I forget now. Tango, Charlie, whatever I forget.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Did you just ping our ships?" I go, "Yes, sir, I did." "Why'd you do that?" "I'll make sure you're still there." Because I'm fucking scared, And he goes, "We're not going to work, son." I go, "Sir, please don't leave me there." Fuck, it's bad. I said, "Please don't leave me here." He goes, "Son, we won't leave you there." "Thank you." Took my soul out of my body and went back to killing.
Yeah.
I killed a lot of motherfuckers. But it was scary as shit. No one protected us. We had no protection. Just 4 guys there. And we're knocked down in the hole and the sergeant. And there's no perimeter guards. It was just, I'll show you pictures. I could draw pictures.
It was just you guys. I mean, you didn't have.
Yeah, we didn't have, nobody watching perimeter. It was like the size of, I don't know, it was like half that, like the CBS up here.
Uh-huh.
And not only this, I just have that's about our area. We had three wooden above foundation buildings. The underground bunker, our tower, which you can see from everywhere. Yeah. And our radar bunker, and then the generators.
And you're afraid because you're saying, 10 guys with, assault rifles show up.
Oh, anybody.
It's going to be
we had sniper fire, and we had artillery fire, mortar fire. Oh, shit, no one was guarding us.
You just felt alone.
That's during the day. At night, there's tanks and everything, jeep, artillery, everybody's coming in. Yeah. And our job is to kill them first. Fuck, it was scary. Fuck. Yeah. Anyway, they said they wouldn't leave my body there. My body picked me up alive, Yeah. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. About 6 days later or so, 4 days, 5 days, I don't know. I think on the 20th of June, 72, they came up with the strategy and the counteroffensive. Now they're stopping these guys. Well, during the day, the Air Force stopped them because you're out there. But at night, who works at night? We do.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Everybody's staying where they go. Matter of fact, any Vietnamese crews, this is what I found later on. Any Vietnamese soldiers are out there during the day. They're out there, but at night they all go home.
Yeah.
Because they can't be out there.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean you're going home? This is your land. You're going home. So we were by ourselves. There was nobody else out there. Nobody else. No perimeter guards, no infantry guys, nobody. Just us in the middle of this damn A-Shaw Valley. Mm-hmm. And it was, it's our job to kill them first. Yeah. And I was a guy who was hunting, so I would hunt them. I would shoot them. I'd see a Jeep going, or I'd hear a Jeep or somewhere, a tank going, somewhere, and then I'd look on the map and I shoot it because maybe going 30 miles, so I shoot ahead of them, and by the time the rounds came in, I was locked down back where they were at. Yeah. So they stopped because they saw, hey, they're shooting over here. They missed us. No, we didn't. I got your number, and then they would take them out. So I was hunting those boys. I was killing them all. And so the radar system, it's a visual. There's a visual component, it's like the old screens. That I have a picture in my other book. You'll see it. And you also have the headphones. Yeah. Right. So how is it picking up sound? Really, I could tell a Jeep or a tank and not I wasn't this good, but I'll lie to you right now. I could tell if it was a woman or a man. Yeah. Because women rub right there. Men don't. And I go, I think it's a woman. Because I could find out that someone got killed, it was a woman. So that's how I learned the sound. So would you hear like a rumble of an engine? Like you're actually hearing real world sounds? It's the Doppler radar, so there's a signal that goes out and it bounces back. So I see. So the faster you move or whatever, the signal was either shorter
interesting.
Or I don't remember now. But
so a tank will always have the same sort of sound or signal compared to like a Jeep or a person walking.
Because someone's driving past or somebody's going slow. Tank, you can hear the tank tracks. Yeah. You hear it, so you pick it up. It was pretty cool. It was a good radar system. It was experimental radar and we were the guinea pigs to see how good we were. How good that radar was. Yeah, and you didn't really know that at the time, right? Or did you know? You didn't know it was experimental. Not until I got in the action. So this was about 21st of June, 1972. We fought every night, every damn night, in different locations, every night till about February 3rd. About 225 days, or plus a few days here and there. Yeah, for our lives. We fought for our lives. No one protected us. No one. That's why I tell people, fuck yourself. You don't know. You don't know what being scared is until you do what we did. Yeah. Anyway, I was there till till like the end of July. Wow. And they gave me a break. They sent me to T-Bone. I think it was along the T-Bone's a little bit further south down by Way. I think it was along the Asian border or something like that. And is it safer or is it? It wasn't as bad, but I'll tell you, I get a call and I could speak. By that time, we always had counterparts. This is the counterparts. A Vietnamese that was assigned to you. He would work with you and show them how and stuff, whatever. So I'd use the radar, whatever have you. Yeah. So anyway, I had my guy who was with me to T-Bone, and he taught me Vietnamese. I could read, write, and understand Vietnamese and speak it. Just like that. I had to learn anything, otherwise I'd die. So I learned the language, the enunciations and stuff like that, and one day I'm at T-Bone. I was only there for like 3 weeks, and then I went back to Camp Evans. Wow. Again. Oh, yeah. And so I get a call one day, and he goes, "Hey, Joe." Yeah, Charlie. He had my radio wave, whatever. Mm-hmm. Don't you call it. And what's up, Charlie? He goes, "You tell you guys to go hide. We're gonna take your radar out." Yeah, all right, whatever. This is during the day. We didn't work in the day, so we work at night. So, hey, guys, get in the bunker. They're gonna shoot at us. Get in the bunker. Hey, Joe, we get it? No, but if you do that fucking again, I'm gonna kill you. Don't you shoot at me, you're man. We're talking like you and I right now. Yeah. He goes, okay, we need to do no more. Yeah, you better not, because I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna work during the day, and I'm gonna kill you. Okay, Joe. It's so funny. That was a hilarious action, but we're just talking to two human beings. Hey, we're gonna kill you, so go hide. We're gonna take out your. They won't take the radar, so that's a Ho Chi Minh Trail. That's right down there. It's right down below. Right. Oh, we're right there. One day, I see this guy. You know what an M79 grenade launcher is? It's like a shotgun. It's about a barrel, about I don't know, like 3, 4, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 inches, something down. Yeah. Crack it open, put it around. Yeah. I see this guy, one of our guys. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he goes, hey, I went up to him, I was walking up the hill, and there's a picture of T-Bone in there, in that book. And he's loaded this around. Hey, what are you doing, man? I'm going to kill the Viet Cong down there. I look down the Squirrel Creek. There's a woman, a little boy and a little girl. The little boy and girl about, I'm just 6 or 7 years old, maybe younger. And this woman. And I go, I need to shoot. I grab him from behind and take him down, throw him on the ground. And one of my other guys comes and help me. No, you can't kill civilians. No. I don't care if the artery come. They're civilians. You're not going to kill them. So it's when I'm glad I still had my soul, because when we went to battle, whenever we fought, I described this event to my psychiatrist. He goes, He goes, you did what? I go, I took my soul out, put it over there, and I was just a hard motherfucker, killed anything. And when you're out there, I'm going to kill you. And I was hoping that whenever that fight or battle was over, that I'd take my soul and put it back in. And he goes, I never heard anyone describe it. That's because I've never been this fucking scared, Mr. Dr. Flem. They're writing this stuff down. Anyway, so we had actually 3 guys who went crazy. They were taken off the hill. They just
wow.
It was so
they
bad.
Lost it.
It was horrible. About the end of August, I was up there during August, during my birthday, as a matter of fact, turned 19 up there on the hill. This is T-Bone, right out I think it was west of Fubai. It's just below Way. I didn't know that we had another site between Camp Evans and T-Bone. It's called OP56. One of my guys who I lived in Kansas, he'll be in San Diego, as a matter of fact, was on that hill, and probably just as bad as Camp Evans. I don't know. Maybe, I suppose. So anyway, for the month of August, they had these 30 Wonders National Guard. I don't know why they brought these guys. There was I don't know. There was quite a few guys. I don't know, 20 guys, maybe more. I don't know, maybe more. I don't know. Doing the job that 4 of us did.
Yeah.
And I tell you, those 4 guys, we'd always stop these guys, and the counteroffensive was always going back. So what we'd do is on our radar, we'd look ahead of where our counteroffensive guys were at and kill the enemy at forward, and as we move, so that way they can move forward. So we're doing their job. We're going to kill the guys in front of you, move forward. Oh, those poor guys, those National Guards guys. I know they all shit their pants. Yeah. And there's nothing to what we did, but that's okay. They got a feel of it. They were glad to leave. Get the hell out of here. Let a men do this job. You punks. You're at 27, you're crying. Get out of here. I mean, we became, we were fucking crazy. We had to do that.
You had to be?
Yeah. You if you weren't before, you had to do the things that, the most dangerous things, you had to do it because that's your man.
Yeah.
You got there 6, and you're going to take care of him. So I got back to them in September. Or the end of August, something like that. I think it was 3 weeks in camp at T-Bone. Yeah. And they sent me back up there. No, we need you up there. So they sent me to Camp Evans. Fuck.
Again.
I'm sitting in this above ground building. They had 3 small, I don't know, maybe the size of the living room, maybe like 15 by 20 or 10 by 20. I don't know, they were kind of small. And I had my 45 on the table. There's a little table. There was a little table there, wooden table, 2 chairs. I had the other guy on the other side. I don't know who that person was. I don't remember. And to get to our base or our Camp Evans. Now this is the abandoned base at Camp Evans. People know it used to be like 15,000 men there.
Wow.
Buildings and airports. Well, when I was there, all that shit was gone. It was just 3 little buildings.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there in that room towards the beginning of September sometime, and all of a sudden this Vietnamese walks in, and he's not one of my guys. I had my 45 in my hand on the table. I'm looking at him, and if he made a wrong move, I had to kill him. So he walks in, his uniform is clean. It doesn't say anything Vietnamese. It doesn't say, his hat is clean. He walks up 3 steps up to the building, walks in about 2 steps. He goes, I'm God, and you're going to be all right.
Speaking English?
Yep.
Good English?
Good English. Clear yourself. I'm God, and you're going to be all right. And I'm going, okay, you make one move, you're going to be dead. And he turns around, he walks out. As soon as he walked out, I went right after him. Where the hell are you going? And we could not find him. No tunnels, none of the building, no roofs. And you could see for quite a distance. So how he got away, I have no idea. So I truly believe that was God telling us he's going to protect us.
Wow.
I mean, what else can I believe?
You can still see.
But I got really fucking scared because I go, oh, now what's going to happen? I was not aware of this, but sometime about the middle of September, the South Vietnamese Rangers and Marines, and I don't know what the other group was, had retaken Quan Tri, which is north of us, maybe like 30 miles, something like that. They had retaken that town about the middle of September. I later on read it was about the 15th of September. But I wasn't working that night yet. I was outside because I don't like to be below ground. Yeah. And it's dark. Oh, my God. I thought for the longest time that the stars and moon didn't shine in Vietnam. It was so damn dark. Every bush that was out there moved. Because there's nobody guarding us. We're just sitting at the one guy at the end of the entrance, that tunnel, underground bunker.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck, it was dark. It was scary as shit. Oh, my God. I can't describe it.
Yeah.
I'm so scared, man. But you got to do your job. You'll protect that bunker. You'll protect those men. You'll die trying. Well, I was out there walking around, and again, the perimeter is pretty small. Just kind of walking within that, and I was walking towards the underground bunker, and I see these torches light up along about, I don't know. It was maybe a mile or 2. I'm not sure how far it was, but these torches all light up. What the fuck? Nobody's supposed to be out there.
Yeah.
So I took my M16, I fired a few rounds. They returned fire.
Oh, wow.
No 16s. There was something heavy, like 50 caliber or whatever they have, 51, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Heavy artillery, heavy small weapons fire. And shooting at the tower. They could hit the tower. I heard them hitting the tower, I'm sorry. And I said, no, you're not doing this on my watch. So I stayed low and I went to my radar bunker. This is where I met Mike Walker for the first time in my life. Well, probably with me. Yanked him out of there. Give me that. Put it on. And I called artillery fire and naval fire onto that line. We stopped. What had happened is, it was a good strategy. You're flanking the people that as the South Vietnamese Marines and airborne guys and Rangers were taking this village, Quan Tri. Well, they had a plan that if they took that, the NVA tanks and everything else were going to come down and flank them and come around and take, because nobody was guarding away.
Yeah.
That town was unguarded. Because all the guys were up there fighting, trying to take a village, a city that was already devastated.
Right.
So, and they're heading south, and they're going to kill millions of people. All the civilians, and they're going to kill everybody if that got through past me. So I took over and I called those targets in, and no, I stopped that. I stopped that caravan of all those tanks going. I picked them up. I stopped all that bullshit, stopped them, and they had them all killed. I'm the one that did that. No one could say that I'm the one that did that. We stopped in the flank. Otherwise, they got past me. Yeah. Maybe OP-56 would have picked them up.
Yeah,
they're not doing it on my watch. So I saved those millions of people that were living there. All these refugees that ran Quan Tri, and the little girl that runs, and you see that in the pictures.
Yeah.
They were staying in Way. And matter of fact, some of my counterpart guys, his family, they live in Way because they were refugees at one point. I'm the one that stopped them. I saved all their lives. And when I was in my group, Saturday night, I just kept saying, I killed thousands, but I saved millions. I killed thousands, but I saved. I killed thousands, but I saved millions. And I actually broke down.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't know what the events were happening up, but I just happened. This is what happened. Later on, I found out. I read that. That's why that happened.
Wow.
Which helped me clear up some things, because I recall telling myself, why did you sit? Oh, about a week later, they sent in 2 sappers to Camp Evans to kill us because we were going to pay us back. And I thought to myself, how stupid. You know what's going on up front.
Right.
Why didn't you send them first to kill us, and then they could have gone by and no one would stop them? I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But I understand it because they didn't know when they were. The city of Quan Tri was going to be taken, so they had a plan to do that. So that's why they went first, and thank God they did, because they would have killed all those people.
Wow! How that particular event? Do you remember how was it? It was at night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was dark. It probably midnight or 11. I don't know. It was dark.
Do you remember how long you were calling the coordinates?
Time wise, no, but it was a whole caravan. More mini tanks. Oh my God. I have a picture of some of those tanks we took out. Wow. Some behind us and where. Yeah, well, yeah, they would have got past me, and it could have been the other radar guy, but just again, I was the best that they had at that time. So I just jumped in, and took over because I knew where they're at to look. I couldn't tell. Hey, look over here. No, I know where to go. Get off there. I didn't even call that event, but Mike Walker, who was in Texas, he said, "Yeah, you took it over and called it in." And I do remember thinking, "Oh yeah, I did. I called those things." Yeah, but I couldn't. I had been years I'd forgotten exactly what happened, but he was there, so. He said, you did this and that. I go, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And then I could see myself doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that event, and again, my MOS was 26 Charlie 20, and then some designation behind. I don't know what that stands for, but about a week later, so after we killed the sappers, and they're good guys. Not good guys. They're very well trained to through concealed wires, evade claymores and whatever else they may have there, and trip flares, what have you.
And what are
they're sappers are like look at the Navy SEALs where they can do infiltrate and whatever.
Yeah.
They can get in. They'll get in. They'll kill you in a second. You never knew they were
undetected.
No, so when I think back after all that, when that Vietnamese walked in that building and said, "I'm God and you're gonna be all right," it had to be God. It had to, because no way would those guys would have set that trip flare. They set a trip flare up, they lit up, and we killed them. Yeah. Probably the only trip flare was on damn wire, because I don't see any claymores out there. And then if they would have gone 20 more yards, the concealed wire ended. They could have just walked right in. Yeah. Everything was a stroke of luck or intervention by God or a higher power, whatever that might be. Mm-hmm. So anyway, they knew who I was, and they called me in, and they sent me back to Da Nang for about a week to learn how to diagnose this new radar in the field. Wow. And so I recall walking into that building where they had all those oscilloscopes and stuff, and one of the guys goes, "This is an oscilloscope." I go, "Stop right there. Am I going to have in the field?" "No." "Then don't fucking tell me about it. Tell me what happens when this happens, when this goes wrong, which cable, stuff like that." Practical application that I could understand, because, that I could used in the field because I don't have electronic equipment. I don't have that means to diagnose what's wrong. That's your job. My job is to tell you what part's wrong. And I just turned 19 years old. I was a ground radar operator. I'm a repairman. Mm-hmm. They never fucking taught me that shit. But I learned that quickly because it's my life and my men's life depend on it.
Yeah.
And boy, did I find out later on how important that was. I was called into the command post, and my colonel was there, and there was a major, and then the 2 CIA guys were there. It was like a little table, and they kind of surrounded me a little bit. And they gave me this piece of paper, and they go, "Here you go, sign this." And it said something like to the back. In the event of your death, or the event that you're killed on the field, your parents will be notified you were never in the field, you were in the rear, in Da Nang, and it was an accident, you died that way. I looked at him, I go, "I'm not signing this. This is not right." He goes, the colonel goes, I'll tell you, I have to stand up for a second. Well, not one. The colonel goes, "Son, you're going up there." And I go, "Stop right there, sir. I don't mind going up there because I wouldn't, matter of fact, I wouldn't send nobody else but me up there because I'm the best you got and you know it." And they all smiled. I mean, it's a tough son of a bitch, man. 'Cause fuck it, I'll take that job. I don't mind going up there. I wanted to kill these guys because I killed my uncle, my family. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to go up there.
Yeah. Even then, even after being in danger, you wanted to.
Again, I was the best that they had, and they knew it, and I took that job. I did the job of a warrant officer. Mm-hmm. The warrant officers were in charge. They knew that. When the other fights, we had 6 radar sites. And, they didn't have 6 warrant officers apparently, or there was too fucking deadly for them. I don't know, whatever it was. So I did the job of a warrant officer, and I was only an E3 at that time. PFC or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I was the bad son of a bitch. I'm just awesome. That's what I tell people. Fuck you. I'm the baddest motherfucker in the world. You stay with me because I'll kill you. And because I can't fight anyone to play fight. If I'm going to fight, I'm going to kill you. Yeah. And that's unfortunate. But that's, so anyway, the officers and the CIA guys, they're smiling, a little smiley. I go, "Well, I don't know what I'm saying." "Well, I'll sign it for you." "Oh, fuck it." I signed it. I signed the document. And because that way, whatever. And then I threw it on the table. I just tossed it down and go, "You're not going to need that." And they go, "Well, wait, hold on. No. You're not going to need that. You understand me? I'm not going to die up there." Tough little son of a bitch, little skinny, 145 pounds, telling these officers, they're not going to kill me. They can't kill me. Oh, God. I would have asked. Well, I mean, had to be. It had to be tough as nails.
But weren't you, was there any part of you afraid to talk to them? Like, are they your...
they were my supervisors. My superiors. Yeah, no, fuck no. They're going to send me to hell. I'm going to tell them where to go. No, I wasn't afraid of them. No. I was just... I'm Latino, man. I just in my mind. I still do, and that gets me in trouble.
It sounds like they admired you, though. I mean,
they said, "We got the right guy." They knew they had the right guy. They said, "This motherfucker is not. He'll fight forever until save everything." They had me. They picked me right. Well,
they were right.
I just killed all these people, man, that were going to take away, and I took out many tanks. And, they were right, of course. But I mean, I had to prove that. But
yeah.
And so the colonel goes, "Son," I don't remember exactly. I said, "Your security clearance has been elevated, so now I had top secret clearance."
Wow.
And then he goes, something to the effect like, "I'm authorizing you to use any and all deadly force against any and all personnel to protect that radar. You protect that radar with your life." Because that's an experiment. And he told me this part, but what it was because that was an experimental radar that was being tested in the field and funded by the CIA to sell to the military so that they could all buy these things. Okay, so that's kind of how that worked. Now, I didn't know at the time. Later on, I met some guys at these other reunions, and a guy who trained all these warrant officers, and said, "Oh, those guys were all CIA." I'm going, "I know I was one." No, I didn't say that either. But anyway, all right. So I said that to the colonel, and he goes, he tells me that I can use any and all deadly force again, So, and he goes, "Do you understand my order, son?" And I look at him and go, I'm thinking to myself, "Fuck, I can kill Americans too." Fuck. I looked at him and go, "Yes, sir, I understand your order." He goes, "Very good." And so he goes, "Son?" I go, "Yes, sir." He says, "Trust no one." "Okay, sir." I started walking. No, grabs my arm and goes, "No, son. Trust no one." As he points his finger in my chest. "Trust no one." And now I'm getting scared. Yeah. What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean trust no one? Not even my guys? No, can't trust no one. I'm looking at them. How about you guys? Can I trust you guys? Who are you sending me? So that was kind of, I mean, I was authorized to kill Americans.
Yeah.
Without prejudice.
I recall you saying something to me before that the radar, it was so valuable.
Oh yeah.
That they said, if you're the last one standing, destroy the radar and yourself.
Yeah.
That's how important the knowledge is as well.
I've learned something a little, not quite like that, but you're kind of pretty close. I have to protect the radar at all costs, and even against my own people. Anyway, going back to the event when I'm in the command post, this is now about the end of September, maybe the 1st of October, 72, I guess, somewhere around there. They said, okay, they ordered me to go get my stuff, and there's helicopters there waiting for you. So I get in that helicopter. There's 2 pilots and 2 door gunners, and they fly me north. And man, we kept going north, and I go, hey, there's Camp Evans. I guess we're not stopping here. No. We're going north. You're going to the DMZ. You're going north. And I go, oh, shit. And then, that wasn't that scary until you get about 2 miles north of Camp Evans, and you see the landscape now. It's all peppered with craters from the Air Force, the artillery fire, everything we called on those guys.
Yeah.
And I go,
wow, you're in a way you're seeing some of the craters.
Oh yeah, all of them. It was worse than the moon. I mean, so many craters. I mean, 30 foot diameter craters. 20 foot diameter. And I'm going, where are you sitting to me, man? Oh fuck, fuck it, I'll go. Fuck it. And it's like it was just. And then I see tanks on the side of the road where I took out, or the Navy, whatever. Most of those guys moved at night. During the day, not in the open. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So that's at night.
Right.
And that's where we worked. The radar guys. We were MAC-V Team 1, First Regional Assistant Command. We were the baddest motherfuckers on earth.
So
we were scared, but you know what? There was a 1% chance of surviving. And guess who won? We did. So no one's going to ever take that away from us.
So some of those tanks you were seeing, I mean, there's a good chance that it was you that called that shot.
Yeah, they weren't going to move during the day. They came at night because you can't see them. The guys are not out there to see them.
Yeah, because there's a lot of during the day. The aircrafts are up going across the sky all day.
They would call art likes, by the way. There's 3 B-52s as they flew in. They were mostly shooting, dropping their bombs on the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
Yeah,
which forced them to come in the open at night. Now, no one's out there at night, but our radar ties, and now we're the front line at that point. And so when some son of a bitch says, you weren't in combat, I'm going to kick the shit out because these motherfuckers won't give us our medals. All my boys deserve silver stars or... They're not good. You weren't in combat. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. We're the ones working tonight. We're the ones that stopped these guys. We're the ones that killed these people.
So what are you saying? That only combat veterans get
only if you had a combat MOS. Well, mine's combat surveillance. So what is that combat? It's written in there. So if you're infantry, you get your medals. If you're not, they don't want to talk to you. But I'm going to change that. I'm going to get my medals from my boys. I'm never going to give up. And I'm going to push for Washington, D.C. next year, and I'm going to tell my story, and we're going to get our medals.
Yeah.
I mean, I had taken nothing away from these guys in Afghanistan and Iraq who go out and say 2-3 guys and then bring them in to get the Medal of Honor. If that's the case, then we all deserve our Medal of Honors. We killed everybody, and we saved millions of people.
Yeah.
Getting back to flying north, helicopter, we're going towards Quan Tri, and there's that little village that was just demolished. And I have a picture of it. There's just rubble, but they had built a radar bunker on top of a foundation of a Catholic church. And the steeplechase was kind of still standing. That's where a radar tower was out. And then about 100 yards towards the ocean, I guess, east, there was a 2-story building, and on top of that was like a rebar. So that way you could align that with the rebar, and then that's the azimuth, and then coordinate everything else so that when you call a target, the Navy knew where they're at. So all that stuff like that. I didn't know about any of that stuff. I didn't do trade that time. I mean, the mathematics, I learned taught physics and math and calculus, so I knew all about that stuff. But at that time, I didn't know that. So anyway, we're going north, and these pilots would skim down and make the Vietnamese that are in the rice fields get in the water, because if you keep them down, pretty likely they won't have an RPG, rocket propelled grenade shot in knocks out of the sky. Water. Yeah, because we already lost a team like that. So anyway, we're nearing Quan Tri, or Kai Hailang actually, and the pilot, I think it was the pilot on the left side. He goes, son, says, there's going to be a Jeep or a truck for you, waiting for you. We're just going to barely touch down, and you go for it. You run towards that. You understand me, son? Yes, sir. He goes, and then he goes, son, and I'm only 19. I didn't even shave. I mean, I'm still just a little baby, man. Fuck. He goes, son, you take care of yourself. You be safe out there. I go, yes, sir. And I can see them going, oh, fuck this kid. We're going to drop this kid off in the middle of hell. Fuck. The door gunners and stuff. So as we come in, the NBA had a bad habit of shooting rockets and heavy artillery to try to take the helicopter out of the sky.
Yeah.
So we're under artillery fire as we're coming in. These rounds shooting off the side, whatever. And they barely touched ground. I grabbed my bag and I ran. And I mean, there was a barrage of artillery coming in. Thank God they were too long or way short.
Yeah.
Or maybe just my guardian angels said, nope, you can't kill me now. So I did that run through artillery like that 4 or 5 times, forward and backwards. Wow. I don't know how I didn't get killed. I swear to God, I don't know.
Or were you ever hit?
I've been knocked down. Yeah, I'll get to that point. Anyway, yeah. So we touch his ground. And I jump out and run towards this Jeep that's, I don't know, 100 yards away. And then somebody running around motors. I don't know. They were all hitting everywhere. They're trying, but the helicopter, by the bank left away from us where I was running, the rounds would follow him. Thank God. And they made it every time. Thank God. So I run. I have a picture. I run. I get in the Jeep. We go to where our new radar station's at, and I have a picture where John put off and myself. At that point, I met George Wong. He's going to be down from Frisco at and he could tell you at this reunion in April. And then John Putoff's coming in from Kansas, and John Aguilar from up north. And Billy was with us when we first got there. He won't leave Oklahoma. He stays in his house.
Wow.
He won't leave. He's so scared. He goes camping. It was the worst.
And he was there with you, right?
Oh, yeah. He's with us at Highline. Yeah. They were there when I got there. They had just gotten there. And then I had a picture where we were hoisting up the radar boxes and setting it all up. And then I'm the one that did all this stuff. And then I lined and did other things. And set the radar and we got it going. I did all that stuff. I couldn't do it now, of course. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I set it all up and we started working that night. There was a Marine command post on the western edge of Highline, and it's about, I don't know, half a mile or so away from where we were at. And we're all sitting up at the front of this devastated village. There's a river up ahead. I think it was Kuwiat River, I think. And that tree line. I'm surprised because everything was kind of denuded, but the trees along the river because the water probably, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was probably the first week in October, somewhere around there. I never left that side. I stayed there. I mean, I came for the rear for a couple times, but I stayed there till February. I stayed there for about 4.5 months. While all the other guys were transferring out to the sites to give them a break. I couldn't leave because that's my radar. I'm in charge, and I tell people what to do, and I gave orders. Mm-hmm. And we had a guy, an E4 as an acting sergeant, but he was there he was a token sergeant, I'm the one that gave the orders. I gave, just do this, do that. Anyway, I was around. Yeah, like I said, we all October we worked hard every night.
Yeah,
took out tanks this way and there in along Dong.
And you're actually in North Vietnam.
No, we're right below DMZ.
Oh, below the DMZ.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you about the north part later on. Yeah, and we're right below. And I can tell you now because I looked on our calendar. In 1972, Thanksgiving was on November 24th. In 1972, November 22nd. My guardian angel worked hard again. We were going to fight and get some food, and so the guys went down south to Phu Bai, I think, south of the way, to get some food and stuff like that. Well, we were going to get food on Thanksgiving Day and then cook it. So, November 2nd, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Yeah. And our bunker had a wall that was, I don't know, 3-4 feet thick.
Wow. Right
in front of the opening, so that way a round couldn't come into the opening and kill whoever was there. Kind of deflect them or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on the, I can't describe it, but if you look at the bunker itself, I'm on the left-hand side of that wall. And on the right-hand side, there's a crater that was there. It was all sand and where we go take a leak or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm at the end of this wall on the left-hand side, and I'm burning off this old refrigerator, shelving, running the rubber off. So I'm making a grate, and I'm making a little barbecue pit so I can cook our food, And I had to take a leak. I had to take it. And the guys were in the bunker. This is about 10 o'clock in the morning. I had to take it, and I was like, I gotta pee. Now, had I walked in front of that bunker, I wouldn't be here today. I mean, the wall. But I walked between the wall and the bunker. As I'm walking to go take a leak, and I had to take it bad. My interpreter's in there, my counterpart. I call him, his name was Tiger. That's what he called him. And he goes, Martini. What, Tiger? Come inside, sit down. I go, Tiger's going to take a leak, right back. Martini, come inside. Fuck, I'm going to sit down. Right where I was going to be, boom, round hits. I would have been dead.
Wow.
Peppered the whole wall. He saved my life.
Wow.
But I got pissed. You motherfuckers. You tried to kill me. Went out there. I'm going to get you tomorrow. So tomorrow, on Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, I turned my radar on. And I scanned and boom, picked them up. They're pulling out an artillery piece out of a cave on the mountains up there and taking 3 shots at us and coming back, putting it in so they wouldn't know. But I found them. And I pushed that little button on my radar and they go, oh, it's a cave right there. Oh, you're dead, you motherfuckers. Sorry about the language, but you motherfuckers, I was pissed. I'm going to kill you guys tomorrow. So I gave the coordinates to the Navy. Hey, when I tell you, fire for effect, let it all go. Yes, sir. And they didn't know what it was. So,
yeah.
Thanksgiving Day, about 10:45, 10:30, I don't know what it was. They pulled that artillery piece up, and they died. I killed them.
Wow.
And I killed them because they're trying to kill me. And I told my mom I'd come home. You can't kill me. I was pissed. But I killed somebody on, a lot of people. But those guys, they never shot me again. They either buried in that cave or we killed them. I don't know. But they never shot at me again, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
Or even the Marines, for that matter. Because they take 2 or 3 shots every day and either try to take out the 175s. I'll show you a picture of those if you don't know what those are. They're like tanks with a big barrel.
Yeah,
Or they shoot at the command post where the Marines are at. Again, there was about 8 Marines up there. And most of them were officers, and I think they had 2 gunnies, maybe 3, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there was just 4 of us. No officers on my side. No warrants. Too dangerous for them.
Wow.
So that's okay. Whatever. Or they didn't have the warrant officer. I think. Well, they lost one, so maybe because we lost a bird, shot at the sky, and so probably warrant officer jumped. 4 guys. I wish I knew who they were. I'd honor them. I don't know who they are. Maybe I can find out someday. But yeah. Well.
Yeah, I wonder if there's only 4 of you guys, a few of you guys up there. I wonder, were they trying to minimize the cost? Like, say it goes wrong?
No, nothing like that. No, that was their team. Do you remember? MACV only has members, 4 or 5 member teams.
Oh, I
that's
see.
It. Period.
Okay.
That's our team. That's your team. Wherever you're at, doing bad stuff, whatever, that's your team. So we had, and then of course after on that side about 30 to 40 days, they would rotate those guys to another site and bring new guys in. And but did Andrew go? No, Andrew got to stay there because that's his radar. So I stayed there. I stayed there for a little over 4 months, maybe 4.5 months. Straight, yeah. Well, I got to come in on December 18th.
Of 72?
Yeah. I went back to, well, let me get back to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day, I killed those guys. And so now we're going to drive down to Fubai and get some food and come back. I think it was Joe Garcia. Oh, he was up there with us. Yeah, Joe Garcia, myself, a guy named JR, and probably Billy. I don't remember exactly. It was 4 of us. And we drive up there. Actually, myself, Joe's driving, and we're driving the Jeep, and I'm on the passenger side, and then we have, I don't know, maybe George. I mean, no. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who that guy was. And then we had a Vietnamese in with us. We went down from Hainan is about 60 miles down to Fubai, I guess, something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
In a no man's land, but people shouldn't be out there, except there was a village between them and closer to Fubai way.
Yeah.
But nobody should be out there, otherwise you're going to die. So you shouldn't be out there. So this is now, again, about noonish, 1 o'clock, and it was getting dark around 5 o'clock that time, I guess. It's November.
Yeah.
And so we're coming back up the road, and we're getting into about 20 miles out of Hainan Country area. And this Vietnamese is crossing the road. It's a 2-lane road, one in each direction. It's a Highway 1. And so we're doing 60. The needle on the Jeep says 60, but we were going faster. Good trying, that needle's bending. The faster we go, chances are we'll survive.
Yeah.
And this guy, stupid ass motherfucker, he's crossing the road and we're going, beep, beep, get the fuck out of the way. And he started going back and forth, like, just get off the fucking road. Boom, we hit him. The mirror catches his wrist. He flips around, and the driver's side hits him, and he's thrown up in the air. I mean, he flips, and the Jeep goes on 2 wheels, and we're gonna die. We're gonna die right there. We're doing 60 miles. We're gonna die. And I'm sitting there going, "Fuck, what do I do? Shit, if I jump, I'm gonna probably break my neck. Fuck it, I'm not gonna be on this spot." So I spot ready to jump, and the Jeep goes back on 4 wheels. And I look over, and my buddy Joe is hanging on with one hand on the wheel. He's being dragged along at 40, 50 miles an hour, whatever it was. I reach over there, pull the brakes on, stop the Jeep. Fuck. We should have died.
Wow.
Now it gets worse. Now it fucking gets worse. Well, there's a bunch of Vietnamese soldiers, and we hit one of their guys.
Yeah.
They were probably going to kill us. So, hey, come here. Take this food. So we give all our food away. Put this guy in, and Joe and I, outside the road, next to the Viet Cong village. About,
wow.
I don't know, maybe 100 yards away. And I go, oh, fuck. Joe, you tell me, I'll tell you what to do. He goes, okay. And we're scared. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're just 2 of us. We have ammo, but we're not that much ammo.
Yeah.
And the bridge now is being closed. And we go, hey, where you guys going? The Vietnamese are going home.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the soldiers, no, stay. No, they're going, bye. So now we have no one watching us. We're not protected. And the Jeep's gone. You take this guy back to Fubai so he can get his medical assistance, what have you.
Yeah.
And I said, Joe, it's starting to get dark. Fuck. I said, Joe, they know where we're at. As soon as it gets dark, we're going to low crawl across the road, low crawl down to the river and flow down the ocean. We'll take our chances there because, fuck, I'm not going to stay here. They know where we're at. We cannot stay here. He goes, hey, Andrew, it's starting to get dark. Fuck. We're about ready to go across the road and see some headlights coming. Fuck. And they were low beam, the Canon 2 light. They said, this got to be our guys. No one would be that fucking crazy. Right, in the middle of the night like that through no man's land. And it was our 2 guys.
No kidding.
Our guy and Vietnamese. Yeah, our counterpart. We get in there, we drive into Hainan.
Well, what was he doing? Were they looking for you? Or they just
Well, they kind of knew where we were at. I mean, our guys knew where we were at because they dropped us. We left it up there, so.
Right.
But we got out of that bunker. Any darker than that, and them being calm, come on, they're going to kill us. I said, Joe, you do what I tell you. Yes, you're in charge. So I took charge. We got back in the Highland. Of course, we didn't cook anything because we gave the food away. Here we go. Sea rats and dog and monkey. Who knows what the hell they're giving us. Fuck, we never got Thanksgiving. But when I killed people on that day.
Wow.
But they try to kill me.
Do you, when Thanksgiving comes around every year?
Yeah, it bothers me.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 days before that, I think back, oh, fuck, they almost killed me that day.
Yeah. Every time it rolls around.
And then, of course, the events just come back into my mind. Mm-hmm. I don't recall too much between then and December 18th, I guess. I mean, we worked during night. I mean, I do remember one guy. They had a lieutenant, Asian looking, maybe he's Japanese, I don't know, something like that. And they flew him out there, or he flew out there because, this is what pisses me off. He flew out there for one night so you could say he was in combat so you can get a CIB, which is supposed to be 30 days and you have to be in combat. But one day, but anyway, he thought he was a smart motherfucker because we have our radar bunker and this guy, you know how you see Navy ships, you have those metal doors, you have a latch, and then sometimes you have a smaller latch. Well, that's kind of what our bunker was, our radar bunker was like. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching, I'm doing stuff and I'm letting my guy, and I see that latch start to open up a little bit. Slowly. Now I'm authorized to kill people.
Yeah.
I put my foot, I told him, get under there. And we have the red light in the room itself, in the little box.
Oh, no kidding. It's a red light in there?
Well, that's what we can see the screen at night.
Yeah.
So it's not a bright light.
Wow, yeah.
And so it's, and this box is like I don't know, 8 by 8 or something. No, it's half the size of this room.
Yeah.
From there to here, and they've got equipment into about here. So it's not very big.
Yeah.
And I see the latch being up about 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock, I don't know what it was. So I got to assume it's the enemy. There's nobody watching us there. It's just us. And then you can walk in, and I'll get that later. I'm getting underneath the tower. I mean, the board, plotter board. And I have my 45 out. And I'm right there. I'm going to have it right as soon as you open the door, I'm going to kill that person. I'm authorized to do that. And he opened that door quickly. I put my 45 in his forehead, and he goes, American. But you look Asian. I could have killed him. He came this close to dying. And I pushed that door open. And I shoot his ass out. He's like, I'm going to fuck you motherfucker. You almost died. He peed his pants. Go get your CIB now, you mother.
I mean, what's he doing showing up at 2 in the morning?
See we're sleeping or whatever. Who knows? That fucking idiot. Yeah. I'm sorry about the language, but
no, it's okay.
I mean, I almost killed that guy, and I was authorized to do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that, you dumbass. You should have known better. Anyway, he flies scared back the next day, or drove back. I don't know what the hell, but his pants were wet, boy. You should have died. I should have killed him. He'd never do that again. I didn't want to kill people unnecessarily, of course. So after Thanksgiving, that incident on Thanksgiving Day, I don't recall where I was at exactly, but I'll just start there. One of my guys and I got left behind, and they took the injured soldier, our injured soldier, to Fubai for medical help. And Joe and my friend Joe Garcia and myself were left behind on Highway 1, and we stayed in this crater that was there. And there was a Viet Cong village behind us. I told Joe that if it gets dark, we're going to low crawl across the road and low crawl to the river, which is maybe 30 yards away from us. I'm not sure exactly. And just let the current take us down the ocean. We'll just wait it out, see what happens. I had no real plan, but I know I didn't want to be there because they knew where we were at. Fortunately, we got the Jeep was coming down with low headlights. It was getting dark, probably close to 6 o'clock, whatever. And we got picked up, went into our base at camp at Highland. And that was my Thanksgiving Day, and we gave our food away. So we ate sea rats, and I think I ate dog and something else. And
that was the whole reason to be out there, right? The food?
Yeah, we wanted to go get the food. That was the whole reason. And we had to give it away because we knew I'd get killed. There was too many of them. I think we'd put up a good fight, but that was not the intent. So, we ate with our Vietnamese counterparts, and they were looking forward to the food we were bringing in, but that's the way it was. The sea rats, they did in 1943. They're still good. We cooked it up with whatever meat they had. Of course, it had to be dog because they didn't have any of the meat.
Wow.
So we ate that. That's okay because when you use the facilities out in the field, you can't smell like an American. You have to smell like your pieces have to smell like more like the Vietnamese.
Wow, that's interesting.
I can tell. So I'm sorry. Turn it off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
I guess shortly after that we get into December, and that's we had three offensive, the Easter offensive, the Recluse campaign, and the land grab 73. And I guess they were defined by certain dates. But for us at Hainan, it was all the same. It never stopped. I mean, we fought all the time. There was no break between those. Even though someone said, "Oh, this particular offensive ended on this day," that was not the case for us. It was taking out tanks and over on the other side of the Koviat River, over the other side of Quan Tri and stuff in Dongha. I recall sometime around, I don't know exactly, sometime around December 18th or so, I got picked up and we went back to Da Nang. I guess one from each side. We had 6 radar sites. So they picked me up. They flew me into Fubai, and I recall one of the pilots saying, "Go in and we got 15 minutes, go and get some hot food." And that was a blessing in itself. But I went up there. And there was a cafeteria type mess hall, whatever you want to call it. And there's a line to get in. I go, "Move out of the way, guys." And I go, "Who the hell are you?" I go, "Get out of the way." Went in and talked to the sergeant, was signing people, and I go, "I'm going to get some food. I'm going to be here for a few minutes. I got to go in." He said, "Leave your weapon here." I go, "No, the weapon stays with me. The weapon's clear." Move the goddamn line. Moved in, pushed everybody out of the way, drank my milk, got some food, sat down, ate some chicken, and here comes my helicopter to come pick me up.
Wow.
So I got to briefly and fast headed back out, and I kept hearing, "Who are you? Who are you? See ya, boys." I can't tell you, I'd kill you. No, wow. I probably didn't say that. Anyway, so I got in the helicopter and found out that they'd come back because as they took off to go get a couple guys from OP-56 and T-Bone, they had taken a round in, and one of the co-pilot got shot in the leg. So they actually came back to, I guess, leave him there for medical attention. I got in with them, and we went and picked up the other guys. We headed down back to Da Nang. That was that's why I came back for one night. We went to the Da Nang hotel. We were dropped off there, all 6 of us. Kind of interesting night. They had this, I'm not sure if it was Miss America, Miss USA, or somebody up there, some American round-eyed beauty up there singing. We were inside this kind of a auditorium type, and all the other people there, the other soldiers and stuff, they had their little dress uniforms and stuff. And we come 6 rugged guys in our fatigues and our boonie hats and our 45s. We left our M16s. We checked those in. I had my knife, of course. We sat in about the middle of the auditorium. And we were drinking hard liquor. I mean, we just came out of the field. I've been out there for a long, long time. I didn't really drink, but that night I sure did. Probably tequila, who knows? Maybe beer. I don't know what it was. I forget. But we were pretty loud anyway. And no one said a goddamn thing to us because we were MACV. We were the baddest mofos in the world. And no one said a damn thing. They all sat there and they looked for it. They were E7s, E8s. Who knows? Officers were, they just kept their little mouth shut and kept listening, trying to listen to Miss America or whoever she was singing. I guess we were pretty loud because, I guess she started crying. I can't sing. Those guys are too loud. And we started laughing our heads off. We're sorry, man. We're so sorry. We just came out of the field. I've been out there for I don't know how long, a long damn time. And so we got up and we said we're sorry and we walked out. And I'm sure they were very relieved that the MACV boys just left because we were some crazy bastards. And we went out to the gate. We were going to go out and secure some women for the night. And as we got to the gate, the BMPs go, "Hey, where's your pass?" We showed them our patch, MACV. "Yes, sir. You guys go anywhere you want to." Damn right. So we went out that gate. I probably shouldn't say this, but nevertheless, we went around the corner and found a cat house or whatever we call those things. And we had 6 of us. So one guy watched the door and the other guy is inside taking care of business. When I was in there, I had my 45 underneath the pillow. I told her, "You fucking try to kill me, I'll kill you right. I'll blow your fucking head off." I'm sure she relaxed after that. She was a little tough. "You go ahead and take what you want to." Well, she goes, anyway, I took care of my business. And I went out and another guy came in and took care of business. So we watched our 6s, if that's what you want to call it. Went back to the hotel. And I guess we needed more, so we got some girls off, though. Driving around in the mopeds, went up to the room and took care of business again. And, of course, the next day we got on a helicopter, we flew back, and that was December 18th. That was the start of the Christmas campaign. I recall going back up to Highland, and the next morning or so, I'm listening to some low-flying jets flying by. So I go outside, and here's Arc Light, the 3 B-52 bombers. And they're pretty damn low. I've never seen them that low. They've always been pretty high. Yeah. And the Marine gunny came in from the other side of the village. He said, get in the bunker. There's the NVA offensive was coming in, and they were about just a couple miles away. They were getting pretty close. So the B-52s had to fly a little lower to hit them and not hit us. So it was I've been in earthquakes before in California, and there've been some pretty heavy ones. Nothing compared to those B-52 bombs hitting that ground.
Wow.
It was rattling and shaking. I recall while that was going on, we had been listening to this radio station up in Hanoi, and the lady who was on I don't know who she was, but the lady who was announcing, I'll get back to this in a second, but announcing, playing the music stuff, they also announced our names because earlier in the month, maybe the weekend, so it'll be in December, that we had a so-called Times magazine or Times whatever come in and interview us, and we weren't notified he was going to come on the site first of all, so that made me suspicious. And also he had some press type of paper, a badge or some type, but nothing else, no name. And I recall when he was interviewing me, I'd say, yes, sir, no, sir. And he goes, you don't have to say. I go, the military didn't teach me that I'm from Texas. I always say, yes, sir, no, sir. And so as he was talking to me, I didn't answer. So anyway, he didn't my name. That was about it. And when he was, the acting sergeant came in to be interviewed. He asked him if he could see our radar. And I was there and I said, no, I can't let you see that. And my sergeant said, well, you can't. I go, I put my 45 out. No, you can't. You have to leave now. So I chased him away. Kind of find out, I'll assume this, but I can't be sure. Probably was a Russian spy or Russian whatever, because he didn't have no identification, and he shouldn't have been there without us being notified. So he drove into our side and didn't notify us. No, you can't do that. And that's how they had our names the next day or so when the Christmas campaign started, or they call it linebacker too. It depends. Mm-hmm. They weren't just bombing Hanoi. Our allies, our American B-3s, were also bombing the offensive. These guys were pushing. They were coming in on top of us. Yeah. And I kept hearing the protesters back in America going, stop the bombing in Hanoi. And we're saying, no, don't stop the bombing. Please don't stop the bombing. No, they're too close. Please don't stop the bombing. They're right here on our doorstep. And it wasn't nothing to do with Hanoi. It was, they were right there. They were trying to drive us back and past, back to Wade or whatever. I don't know. They're just trying to kill us, I guess. Yeah. And so it was like that every night. I mean, I worked most of the nights. Matter of fact, one of my guys, John Aguilar, was with me at that time. He was telling me today, he said, man, you worked all the time. And I let them work the 6 to 12 minute shift because I want to be up at night taking care of business. I could do that job, and I probably worked almost every night. Wow. I let some of the guys work once in a while, but I want to make sure. I didn't trust anybody else to do the job I had to do, so I did it. Took care of my business. One night, one day during the after this 18th, maybe. Oh, let me get to it. On Christmas Eve, we knew there was going to be a supposed free ceasefire on Christmas Day, and my friend John Aguilar and myself was sitting on top of the radar bunker, RM-16s and my 45 in the bunker, because we're going to have ceasefire in a couple of hours or an hour and a half or so. So I had my survival knife with me, and we're sitting on top of the bunker. The bunker's about, with all the sandbags and stuff protecting the Connex box, probably maybe like, I don't know, 10, 12 feet up, I guess. I'm not sure. And it's around 10:30 at night, and I see a Vietnamese person, not one of my guys, standing at the end of our compound at the entrance. And it was the compound was, I could draw a picture, but the compound was probably about from near the street. Yeah. Maybe like 50 yards or something like that. And I was watching him. I told my friend John, be quiet. We're sitting pretty high, so he couldn't see us. And I see him walking along in a direct line towards our bunker, where we sleep at. And then about so many feet over, he did a 90 degree, and he walked across. And it looked like he was counting steps, but I saw him wearing a green beret, so that kind of made reminiscent of what maybe this guy was doing. And then another 90 degrees coming back towards us. He happened to walk below me, and I had my knife out. And he's not supposed to be there. And I jumped on it, and maybe I broke his back. I think I know I started to stab him. I stabbed him a little bit, but maybe lower back, upper buttocks. I don't know. No one ever taught me how to kill a man like that. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world. But no one else was out there, just John and Aguilar and myself. He jumped down right after me to pull him out from underneath, but no one was out there. And he must have screamed. I don't know. I never heard it. I was like in a bubble. Like, I don't know. I was focused on what I was doing. And next thing you know, we look up, and here's the three counterparts a few feet away from me, and the acting sergeant in front of us. And John was yanking this guy from underneath me. And I recall that one of the Vietnamese our counterparts, who hardly ever spoke at all and didn't speak English, in perfect English, said, "Oh, maybe he was looking for the radar, the radio landline." And even his two counterparts, the other two guys, Vietnamese that were with us, they looked at him like, he never spoke English. He said he didn't speak English, but he sure spoke pretty. So he had to be NBA guy, somebody that was. So here was a spy in our group working with himself. So anyway, the man. I don't know. I don't know. I was scared. I'd never done that before. I was scared in the sense that I kept saying, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. Obviously, I wasn't going to get in trouble, but I recall them putting that person in the back of the Jeep, and they took him down to the Marine compound. And I said, take that guy with you. The guy that spoke English, who never spoke English, never spoke at all. Take him with you. He's a traitor, he's a spy. Get him out of here right now, or I'll kill him right here. And so they took him to, he never came back. I don't know what happened to him. I didn't follow up on that. That was Christmas Eve. Now, I was raised Catholic, so I'm quasi-religious. I have my crucifix with me at all times. And that was a hard thing for me to stab this guy. I talked to my psychiatrist, and he said, "Yeah, it's a real difficult thing. It really is. It's really hard. I don't know what else to say about that." Anyway, the evening was kind of quiet. I went and still worked all night because I knew these guys. No, he sent somebody to kill us. The intent was to kill the radar guys. They can move at night, come in, set up, and then overrun us the next day on Christmas Day because they were never going to adhere to the ceasefire.
Yeah,
and it turned out to be the truth. They we had I read this story about there was a gentleman. A Marine officer, Captain Dwight Rickman, United States Marine Corps. He had just gotten in the country, maybe, I don't know, sometime earlier than before Christmas. And the guy who was actually flying this little spotter plane, this little Cessna, whatever have you, he was supposed to come in and fly on Christmas Day to make sure everybody on this side is staying in place and not moving around trying to finagle themselves into position. And while he was going to do that, Captain Dwight Rickman asked if he could go in this place. And since it's a ceasefire, pretty calm, should be safe. Well, it turned out Dwight Rickman and his Vietnamese counterpart, was shot down, and on Christmas Day, and they were killed instantly. And the Marines on the other side of the base, they came over to me and said, "Hey, we lost the guy down, the plane down. Can you find him?" So I was the best guy to look for. I looked for him all day, and I kept looking for him and looking right. If he was out there walking anywhere, I'd find him, and I couldn't find him. And they finally came in later on that afternoon and said, "No, we found him." He said he was killed. So I just stayed. I kept working all night. I don't care if this guy's going to move. I'm going to find him. I'm going to call on the target. I don't care. I don't recall it being too quiet. It was kind of quiet, but yeah, they moved around a little bit. I called on artillery, but they didn't fire. So actually, not the artillery, but the naval gunships out there. They may have. I don't recall. And the next day, of course, Christmas Day, it was all back to business. There was no ceasefire. Christmas night was no ceasefire. It was very intense out there. Everyone in positions. I don't recall exactly when, but sometime before New Year's Eve, I think, our radar system went down, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I spoke to the guys back in Da Nang, and I said, I need this, and that. So they basically had to replace the boxes up in the tower. There's probably 2 or 3 boxes and cables and stuff like that. I just couldn't figure it out. And they couldn't, so they just replaced it. So we had to have these pilots. I'm sorry I had to do that to them, but they had to fly these parts out to us. 90 miles from us from Highline, from Da Nang there. They got to us, and they go facing intense, artillery fire coming in. And they dropped off, and then we have to go out there under artillery fire by the NVA, run through this barrage of artillery, artillery coming in, grab the boxes as the pilot flew off, and run back to this artillery. It was just, I don't know how we didn't get killed. I swear to God. I know thankfully they were a little long or off or whatever. I don't know how we didn't get killed. But now we had to go back and bring it up, hoist it, the boxes up to the tower, reconnect everything. And then the crucial part is to set that alignment, NASMA to the known point. And it was now, we had got to that point, and now it was dark. And we had to be up. There was a building about, I don't know, outside of our compound, maybe 50 yards away, I guess. And it's dark. It's dark. It's past 6. It's dark. It is dark. And my sergeant went up. Acting sergeant went up to the tower and says, "Andrew," I go, "Nowhere. I'll take it." I said, "Andrew," myself and Joe Garcia, we had to go out of the compound at night, go through them, sneak out to this building, climb these stairs we're outside this building. It was half destroyed, and go on top of the roof. And there's a rebar that was there that had the points on, and from that was a known point. And then my sergeant had to look at the little scope and find us, set the alignment on so everything would be coordinated the right way. Well, we couldn't use a red light because you can't really see that with a scope. We had to have a bright flashlight on top of this fucking building. And get some water. Hang on. I being the youngest, I took charge and I said, okay, I'm going to put this flashlight on. And everybody in the world's going to see us because it's friggin' dark out there and there's no other lights. And here we are. Bright flashlight. Obviously, I cannot shine it at my tower because then they'll see them too. And I have this light. And I said, I'll count to 10 rather slowly. I stood up there so my guy could see that. And I had this flashlight on and he's trying to find this. No, 1, 2, 3, so on to 10. And I'm trying to cover my head, and I know I'm going to get shot. I just know I'm going to get shot. Anyway, no one shot at me at that point. Or maybe towards the end or something like that. I don't recall exactly. I heard something going in my head. Maybe I thought, but who knows what it was. Maybe a bullet or two. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then there's my partner. Okay, Joe, your turn. No, actually, JR, did you find this? No. Oh, shit. Okay, Joe, you go. And Joe counted a little bit faster than I, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, anyway, obviously we're not going to find that. So, JR, did you find it? No, I didn't find it. Go again. Oh, man, it's your turn. By that time, we're hitting bullets or something hitting the building and zipping our head. And so I know the zeroing on me. And I went ahead and took that shot. I went ahead and took the next turn. And I went slower. And I could hear the bullets in the building from both sides. Bad guys going to be, who knows, they're straight to take that light out. Oh, the only light in the whole damn world up there. Son of a bitch, they were shooting at us. And I counted slow. Yeah, I thank God I didn't get shot. I slowly asked JR, did you get it? Yeah, I got it. Oh, God, thank you. I prayed to God. Thank you, God. Thank you, because I sure as hell we should have died. Now everybody knows where we're at, and we have to go back down this building, get to the edge of the street. And I sent Joe across first because I figured if they see him, it might be too late for them, but they'll see me. So I sent him across first, and then I went across. And we were fortunate not to get shot. Got back in our compound. I went back in the radar box, and I reset everything and whatever having. It was working. We were up that night because we would not have been up that night. We probably would have been killed. We had no run. They just kept trying to come in on us, kill the whatever Vietnamese forces. I think it was the 1st Army Division. The Rangers were up there, and the Army and Marines were up there. The whole of them, and they, we couldn't alert them if we couldn't see them that something was coming their way. So a lot of men would have died. We would have probably been overrun and killed. The Marines, Marine advisors would have been killed. Would have been killed. So it was important for us to get back up on the air, and I'm sure I worked that night. Make sure that they all took care of business. And I don't recall too much about New Year's Eve or day, but there was no ceasefire then either.
Wow.
Earlier, I know I skipped it, but before I forget, I can't remember if it was July when I was there or in September when I was at Camp Evans. But at one point, it might have been July because the monsoon season was in that area, I believe. And we had not been resupplied for food. We were out of food for 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
So during the day, we a couple, 2 or 3 of us and an interpreter, we drove down to the next village, went into the village, and the first house or hamlet that we went to, they had a little piglet. One of the guys was from like Louisiana or something. Oh, yeah, they knew how to cook. I didn't know how to cook. And so we took that pig, we shot it right there, took it, and told everybody to step back. We just took the pig. It's probably the pet. Who knows what it was? I don't know what. But anyway, we took it. And I felt bad about that. But that comes into play in something I'm going to tell you guys later, pretty soon, as a matter of fact. Sky pulled in January, I believe, right after Christmas, to the command post there in Highland with the Marines. And I went there because I'm the main radar guy. And they told me that they were going to, everyone's now what they call the land grab 73. Since they knew that the war would be ending soon, and they would probably hold whatever land they secured, the north and south. So they try to get as much of the properties of the nation back. So I was looking at that map up there, and they had all these X's on there, 6 sites, radar sites, and those had coordinates to them. And now I understand that, when you're out in the field, you have to have those things so you can triangulate and do something, shoot in the right location when you set up your coordinates. But I also understand that those sites can be captured because they have this new radar that's experimental and the latest high tech. Knowing that and knowing what I know now, if we were to be overrun, not only would the warrant officers or myself be killed, but everyone on the site would be killed because they have to destroy that. So the radar cannot be captured at all costs. And that means our lives were, we were just bait. You know how it is? Mm. So it was dependent upon us to be really good and really fight for our lives and used this radar to the ultimate use. And, what a position to be in, I tell you, is, the other guys probably didn't know that, but I knew that. We would all been killed. Any site to be able to run, everyone that site would be killed. Wow. There's not just the officer or myself. So it was pretty intense. So for us, no offensive ever stopped and just started Easter offensive, and every night for like at least 225 days, there was no break in the action. There was no take a day off here unless you got sent back to the river, and even then you had to be careful. So right around, I don't know, maybe in the middle of January or something like that. I don't recall exactly. I think during the day I could get out and drive down. So I took my whatever food I had and we had in the area there, maybe a little bit past the middle of the month, and blankets and everything we had, all the food, all the sea rest, and I told my Tiger, I go, hey, Tiger, we're going to drive down. And he said, he was mad at me. He was calling me all kinds of names. You crazy, Martini, you crazy. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm going by myself. No, I got to go with you. Okay, come on. He's pissed off at me. We drove down that village past Camp Evans. I don't know the name of the village. We drove back in that village where we taken that little pig that I knew there was an orphanage there, a Catholic orphanage. Mm-hmm. And they had nuns there, and I could see that everything that was Catholic. And yes, there would be a Vietcong village, but they're very religious there as well. I don't care whether you think politically, south, north, whatever. And they had all these little kids there. So I'd also given Tiger some money. I don't know if I converted it to American to whatever the dollar is. I forget now, piastre or what I forget. Mm-hmm. And I say, hey, those people right there, we come in, we took their pig back. And he goes, yeah, remember. So go in there, don't let them know what's going on. The other people, the other villagers, and give them all this money. And it might have been about $200 in American money. So I don't know what it came out to be in Vietnamese money. Probably quite a bit. I'm sure they could survive on that for years on the money, just the money itself. And you tell them that I'm the one with you. And Tiger was with me too. So tell them we're the ones that came in and took that pig. Here's your money. We're sorry. And here, just want to make sure that we pay you back, because I don't steal from anybody. I don't steal. So I felt bad to be able to do that, but we had to survive, and I paid them back. Went in to talk, got the nuns come out there, and I gave them all that, the food and blankets and stuff, and she was very grateful. And I kept pointing to my crucifix. I said, hey, number one. That's my God, number one. And I covered my MAGB patch and my 196 patch with both units that were very well feared there in that country. And I said, number 10 thou, okay? And they kind of smile. So, then we drove out of there. Tiger chewed me out. So, every day I kill you. I go, Tiger, I kill you first. Fuck you, Andrew. Anyway, it's okay. Martini, actually called Martini. I started laughing. I said, don't worry, we're out of there, don't we? He goes, oh, you're crazy. Yeah, I'm with MACV. What do you expect? Drove back up there to Highland. We still kept fighting that night. And right about before the ceasefire, they'd cut us off. We were surrounded, basically. There was no escape. But the road, Highway 1 was blocked south of us, and we weren't going to be fighting anymore. So we were cut off. We're going to be overrun, and the war hadn't ended yet. So I was still up and running, but I had taken things apart. Couldn't leave it there. The peace treaty was signed, I think, on the 28th of January, something like that. I don't recall. It's at midnight or what. I forget what it was. Anyway, the next day, maybe the 29th or so, the Gunnings came in. Hey, melt everything down. We're going to be, we're probably going to be around. And so I had these other weapons, Thompson, grease gun, my M79 grenade launcher, had an M14, I think it was, A1 Grand, I think it's called. And I had my M16, of course, kept that, and my 45 and my knife. So I had just finished melting that down, because they said, we're going to be able to run. The helicopters, the Marine helicopters off the carriers off the sea, they're going to come and pick us up, go to this LZ, and they'll fly us out. We're going to get out of here. So, okay, we took care of everything. We took things apart, but we're ready to melt down the radar and stuff. And the Gunnings came, hey, drive out. No. Pick us up in the helicopter. No, you can drive out. There's a slight break in the action. Fuck, they're going to shoot us. No. Pick us up in the helicopter. We're telling you right now, pick us up. Remember, MACV, take us out right now in the helicopter. Drive out. So we drove out on the 29th or 30th of January. Well, we drove through the middle of a firefight. Don't shoot us. We're not in this fight anymore, Oh my God. And they could have killed us. We couldn't even return fire. I was really scared, because now you think you're going home pretty soon. You don't want to die the last day of you're there. You don't want to do that. And so it was very frightful. We'd been fighting for now at that point for over 220 days every night at various sites. It was, the only time we got to come in was when I got in. I'm sorry. I missed a spot. Somewhere around after Christmas, I was by myself. And I should be by myself, but the other three guys took off and went away to, I don't know, maybe to spend some time with the women or whatever. I'm not sure. It was during the day. And I was out there by the generators. And again, every day, no matter what, someone would be shooting at us from somewhere. And I never heard an explosion. I never heard any of this stuff. All I saw is my right arm on fire. I wasn't wearing a shirt. It was just a blaze. And I noticed, again, I never heard an explosion. I don't know how it happened. All I know, my arm was burning. I got 3-degree burns. But anyway, I was by myself. It was on fire, so I stuck it in the sand, and I put the fire out. And I didn't know this because I learned quickly. When I took it out, the air hit it. Oh, my God. My arm was cooking, and it hurt so much. It hurt so fucking much. I was in pain. But I can tell you right now, I cry now when I see a movie, but the kind of body, someone gets hurt, whatever. I didn't cry then either. I didn't cry, not one bit. I sit there, and it hurt like hell. But I don't know why, but I went to the water buffalo and let water run over it, and it kept it cool. Pulled my 45 out, sat there, and the water was, it was hurting like hell. But it didn't hurt so much when I had the water in it. Pulled my 45 out, and my three counterparts over there, including Tony, goes, Martinez, we take you to medbay. I said, I will not leave my post. I'm not going to leave my post. If you come in here, I'll kill you. I have my 45. I'll kill 3 of you bastards. I'll kill you. Don't you fucking try taking me. And so they argued with me for a while. Then I realized one of them had taken off, and I was looking for it. I think it might come from behind me, and I was going to kill him. So I said, I'm not going to leave my post. I don't care at all costs. I will not leave my post. I sent Grant on me to do that. It was put the teacher in the military, basic training or whatever. I will not leave my post. It must have been a half hour, so I don't know, though. Two gunnies came in the Jeep, and one of the guys came over to me, and he goes, you done good, soldier, you done good. I go, I'm not going to leave my post. He said, no. He said, no, you done good. We're going to take you to medevac. I go, let me give you an order, Gunny. He says, you guard that box right there. No one goes in there. You guard that box until you're relieved from duty. Do you understand me, Gunny? Yes, sir. I'll do it. I said, you understand? I mean, I'm not going to leave you. I was adamant that you stay there. You will not leave until you get relieved by my guys. No one else. My guys relieve you only. And he goes, no, I'll stay here. I says, oh, all right. So they picked me up, put me in the Jeep. Took me to the medevac there that they had. They made me send a medevac next to the command post. And they lay me down. And I go, give me some effing morphine because, man, my arm, it's cooking. It hurts so bad. The whole arm was on fire. I did pretty good for saving it. I have a picture of somewhere. My sister has it and I can't get it from her. But anyway, they lay me down and they had, at that time, they had these like a gun that would, like when we got our first shots in basic training, they would just have a gun that would shoot this whatever in your arm, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, they lay me down. They took about 6 shots into my gut, my belly. All this stuff. And I go, and it didn't stop the pain. I go, did you give me morphine? He goes, no, we don't have morphine. Oh, poor guy, the poor doctor. I grabbed him with my left hand and I was choking the shit out of his ass. Give me some morphine. It fucking hurts. Well, anyway, they didn't give me morphine. They gave me some antibiotics to come back, whatever. My arm was whatever. And then they took me back to my compound. My guys gotten back shortly afterwards or something like that. Or I don't know. Anyway, the intensity of the fighting was so bad that they couldn't medevac me out. I couldn't drive out. I couldn't nothing. I don't know why even guys even went to tell you. They couldn't medevac me out. So I was there for 2 days and 2 nights working in complete pain. My arm was just destroyed. It was, oh my God, it hurt. It hurt so much. It never stopped cooking. It was so bad. I didn't sleep at all, of course. And then the next day, there was enough break in the action. They drove me down to Camp Evans, and I spent that day there. I maybe shouldn't say this, but as Mr. Ormsby was at that site, and one of the guys who had I didn't smoke marijuana. I didn't drink beer. We're doing this stuff. But they gave me this little piece of this. I found out it was a joint, but it was so thin. I go, what the hell is this going to do? It's so thin. Oh, it's opiate tie. So it's got opium in it. It sure did. At least I stopped pain, for a little while. And I'm not sure it was the next morning, so they drove me down to Fubai. And it was still hurting. I mean, my arm was, oh my God, it was hurting. So, but at least 3 days it was cooking and burning. It was so bad. Anyway, I recall the doctor saying, "Does it hurt?" And I go, "Fuck, God, hurts a lot. So he put a little bit of extra morphine in there and shot me in the right arm. He says, count from 100 backwards. Like, I think about the 96. And I forgot what the hell I was doing. What am I doing here? He's like, my arm didn't hurt anymore. And I was thankful for that. God, it hurts so bad. My sergeant drew me back up, and as we're going through, as we went back through Wade, these Marine MACV guys out in there, and they were officers. And I guess, I was buzzed. I didn't do drugs, so that was buzzed to create. It was really buzzed. And I was laughing. As a matter of fact, the sergeant had to hold me with his right hand as he drove the Jeep, because I was falling out of the Jeep. I was so loose, and I was high, I guess, what they called it. And so I'm laughing at these Marine officers, and they're going, I'm not, I don't think I think I was flipping them off. I don't know I don't remember exactly. But they got pissed off. What's wrong with that man? I says, look at his arm. He says, he got shot up with morphine. He's going back out the field to continue fighting. And so they kind of let us go. Then just so go forward, go on where you got to go. So we got back. As we're getting into a high line on Highway 1, we're just outside the little road that goes into the village. I see a bunch of black smoke on one of the buildings. I go, and that kind of shook me. That kind of woke me up right away. I say, hey, Sarge, incoming or outgoing? He goes, he looks at it, he goes, and that motherfucker guessed wrong. He goes, outgoing. Okay. We drove in. Oh, hell no. It was incoming. And that son of a bitch froze. I mean, we were driving through, and the guy was outside their bunker in the command post, and they're going, stop, don't go in, stop here, like get behind, come in. He drove right past those guys. Those rounds were right along with us, but they were about 20 yards beyond us, so they're just missing our head, but they were right on line with us. So I see an explosion just 20 yards or so away, and thank God the shrapnel was going opposite direction, away from us. And they took about 3 shots at that point, and then we had an S-turn, or we had to make a left turn and go about 20, 30 yards, then again, right turn and continue on. It was I guess kind of like an S-turn. Mm-hmm. Anyway, there was a guard, a Vietnamese guard, I don't know, just watching the road, I guess. I'm not sure. And he had gone in his bunker, but it was in line with that road, the first road we drove, the road that we drove in the first time. And as we turned away from that, the NVA had adjusted their coordinates, and they hit that bunker and killed that man, blew him up.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it would have been us. The road would continue, would have been us. And as we made that turn, the left turn and the right turn, they were back on top of us, but now they're about 20 or 30 yards too long because we made that turn. But the right line was, and as we entered our compound, which this is about a half-mile distance between first getting the village to our site, I guess, maybe something like that. Quite a distance, maybe a quarter mile, whatever, something like that. And so they took two or three more rounds. And right as we turned into our compound, we drove the Jeep into the bunker, and there was a round had adjusted to the road, but they hit this thing. In our compound, there was this little half-standing cement type buildings where maybe the nuns or somebody lived in them. I don't know. They weren't all of it was not there. They were pretty much devastated. But anyway, around hit one of those buildings, and the debris flew towards us. My sergeant had grabbed his weapon, went into the radar bunker. It was pretty well fortified. And I don't know. I had my flak vest on. I do not know why I even grabbed his flak vest. But as I grabbed my flak vest with my right arm, by the way, which is the one hurt, I had my M16 in apparently. Grabbed and stepped out. I only had about 4 feet to go between the Jeep and that wall that would protect us and our bunker. I stepped out and I got knocked the hell out. A piece of debris hit me where my legs would have been or where. But I had that flak vest. As I pulled out, I walked. I just happened to, that's where I was holding it. And I had it anywhere else, I would have lost my legs. Knocked me against the building. And I low crawled into the entrance of the bunker, and the other guys yanked me in. But yeah, they were on line with us. They would have killed us. But again, my guardian angel, I made her work so hard. That poor thing, she kept saying, "Oh, Andrew, what are you doing now?" But she saved me. I mean, overall, I think, probably 12 times I should have been killed, probably. My guardian angel and my God, they made me keep my promise to my mom that I told her. I'll be home, Mom. They can't kill me there, and I'll come back in one piece alive. And they sure worked hard to keep me there. Anyway, that was right on 1st January, somewhere around there. Yeah. And then around third week or so in January, we were going down to food mart to get some food or something. I don't remember exactly. And got down to Way, and we were stopped, and I don't recall the conversation really. I think something about our Jeep was dirty or something like that. I was just my it was just two counterparts of myself. So we're going down to get some, I think, supplies or food. I don't recall. And so I'm standing there, and I got the Jeep. I don't know why we were stopped exactly. And there was a lot of people around, not too close to me, but around. And this, I don't know, maybe I'm only 18, 19 years old. So this, I'll just say a teenager, maybe 15, 16 years old. All I know is I saw a shadow. He was behind me. It looked like he had I found out later, it looked like he had he surprised me because I was pretty careful, but he came from behind me. And I know he touched me on the back, on the shoulder, the lower back, on my right side above the hip. I don't know if it was a makeshift gun or I don't know what it was. It had my weapon slung, but it was slung, but I could hold it so the muzzle was still aiming horizontal to the ground. And he was on top of me, and I deflected his arm, and I hit his head I hit him with my butt of my weapon. I crushed his head. I hit him pretty damn hard. And then, of course, the Vietnamese that were around there, they got pretty pissed off, but he's trying to kill me. I was going to die, and a week before we went ceasefire, and I couldn't let that happen. So anyway, I hit him pretty hard. I don't know, I just saw blood. I went to get in the car, get in the Jeep. And I'm like, so we got in. And I love kids. I do. I love them a lot. I would never want to hurt something like that, but now I was angry, completely angry. As we drove north across the Perfume River towards Citadel, New make a left turn for us, go along Highway 1 continues. I recall going over that bridge and those kids, and they're trying to come up, they're trying to come up and say hi, or who knows what. I'm being so angry. I'm like, stay away, I'll kill you all. Just fucking stay away, I was angry that I had to hit this kid and probably kill him. I don't know. I didn't stay around to find out. And I was angry at the world at that point. Why'd you make me do this? So anyway, I was saying to this kid, stay away, just stay away, I'll kill you all. And we drove back up north. I guess we never got our supplies or whatever I was going to go do. I don't know. Never did that. So again, at the end, 28th, 29th of January, we were surrounded and cut off. Only access was to the beach. I already knew where I was running. If I had to run to the beach, I'd do. I don't care. Get in the water. Let the sharks get me. I don't care. I'm not going to get up. Pick me up there, whatever. I was standing right there. I told the guys when I was talking in a group one time, it's kind of like Guadalcanal. You go to the beach, dig in, and you can't go nowhere but the fucking water. So, and here they come. So, fortunately, and we melted our weapons. Fortunately, there was, like they said, the break in the action, and we drove out after I melted these weapons I didn't want to melt. And we get into a way, and there's a Marine MacV compound there. It was upstairs, this bar. And I think we slept. I'm pretty sure we slept there. Probably in the bar. I have no idea where we slept. I don't remember. We got so drunk. Anyways, we walked up the stairs, walked in. There's a bunch of Marines in there. Here we are, Army guys coming in with it. We had these, I think we were the first Iron Rangers, like that. So we had these brown tannish berets that we wore to kind of blend in with the Vietnamese, that group. So, but we were attached to one of them. I think we were attached to the Army Rangers. And, so we come up there, and all I can remember saying that these Marine guys, who are you guys? There's no Army guys up there. We were there, and you didn't know that. We were up there 60 miles north of here by ourselves with the Marines advisors up there. And they said, who are you guys? They were just, what are you doing? There's no Army guys here. Yeah, well, guess what? We are. You just didn't know about it. I don't know if we were the only ones up there, but I knew they had Army guys who were MacV guys. There were supply guys in that area. As a matter of fact, there's a guy named Andy Martinez. It was a Team 3. I was a supply sergeant there. And I didn't know that until later on because I know I'd been told I was going to get a Silver Star and some other things, other medals, whatever. But I started to find out when I was contacting this guy, my guys, that had some research done, that there was an Andy Martinez Team 3 in Way and he's a supply sergeant. And I thought, wait a minute, my D-214 says I was supply sergeant. I was no fucking supply sergeant. I was a radar guy. So did he get my medal? So I started going, did he get my medal? You shouldn't have taken him if he did. So I don't know. But if they'll give him to you and they say, no, you earned him. Well, what's he going to say? He's like, no, I don't think I did that. But so anyway, I have a feeling that he has my medals. So I know I didn't get hardly anything. The next day we had to drive through the High Van. I think it's called High Van Pass. Really dangerous. It's a part of the land that butts out to the ocean. That road, Highway 1, goes on the outskirts of it, and it's so heavily vegetated with it's heavily vegetated. So who knows? Maybe those some of the South Vietnamese that were there, or some of the Viet Cong, whatever, haven't heard that the war's over. We didn't want to do that. We didn't want to drive. So you're driving through. So we drove to Da Nang, probably 30 miles over this, whatever. And of course, it was like, oh, we're going to kill in the High Band Pass. Fortunately, we did not get killed. And I don't recall exactly what after that, but we got back. The radar system was all turned back into that one night at the 186 or whatever, somewhere over there. And I know it was we were in the Da Nang Hotel again. Been there about a month and a half earlier. And I don't know. All I know is I was visiting with the Filipino band that was there. It was an all-women's group. I was in the room with them, and my hands were all over them, and likewise for them on me. And we've been there for about 2 or 3 days, and drinking, smoking pot. Fuck everybody else. We're Mac. We went through the hell. Fuck you all. Get the hell away. We'll kill you. We're assholes and what have you. And I was on top of this one guy and the door. Knocks on. Who the hell is it? Is there an Anna Martinez in there? Yeah, we didn't want. You're going home 3 days. Got to piss this tomorrow. Oh, fuck. yeah, whatever. So I started drinking a lot of water. By the time that was a bogus piss test, by the way. By the time I got up there and back to where the compound was at, I took this piss test. And all the guys, somebody was watching you pee. Okay, if that's what you want to do. And I came out clear. So I guess no drugs in my system. They didn't test you, so it was just, I guess if your pee was real yellow, I don't know. I don't understand. All I know is mine was clear in this water. And I said, okay, you're good to go. I think we left on February 6th, I believe. We flew out of Da Nang Airport, and my buddy John Putoff and I we reconnected because he was on the site for a while. And we have a picture of us getting off in, I think it was Osaka, Japan or something, and we first landed, and then from there all the way across back to Travis Air Force Base, I believe. I think it was February 6th. I think that's what the picture says. I have those pictures in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. And the military had learned not to have us flying to commercial airports because all the opposition and from the hippies and shit and the idiots. So anyway, we got into Jesus Christ. Well, before that, as we got on tarmac to leave Da Nang, there was a song playing, and I remember I wouldn't pay much attention to the lyrics, but we were starting to lift off the ground there, and all I remember is she's buying the stairway to heaven. And that was the last part of that song. I'd never heard the song before in my life. And I was going, oh my God, that's what an omen, because I looked down and that was fucking hell down there, We were in fucking hell. Anyway, excuse me. So it was an omen and then I found out later on that from an Air Force guy in the Black Ops that every time a plane flew out of Da Nang, running over the airport with troops, that there was two F-14s, F-16s, whatever, just kind of monitoring in case someone try to shoot us down, whatever, to make sure we're out of that danger zone. We were supposed to stop in Hawaii. We never stopped in Hawaii. So I never got to go on my R&R. I never stopped in Hawaii. At Travis Air Force Base. I think all of us, I know I did. I know most of us did. Probably when we got on ground miracle, so we kissed that girl. Oh, baby, we're home. We're home. We kissed, And two of us got into this one taxi, and they took me all the way to San Jose. Where my uncle and aunt, they both lost a family member there, a brother. And I recall my aunt going, she hugged me. And she was saying, yeah, sure. She gave me a big old hug. She said, Mijo, anything you want, lobster, steak, I don't care, anything you want, Mijo, it's yours. I thought for a second, can I just take a bath? They were kind of startled. They're like, what? I go, yeah, I want to take a bath and wash this red soil and my sins away from my soul. And they understood that. So I think we went to eat afterwards, but I don't call it ate. I think to me it was more important for me to rinse those sins and that red soil away. And when I see red soil nowadays, I just have flashbacks. But my sins are still there, I guess. I don't know. But and they drove me back down to Ventura, and my parents weren't home. But they left a little window in the back, and I had to pee bad, so I broke into the house, actually. And I hear my mom, Mio. I saw her. I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm with peace. I told you I'd win. I'm never going to lose. I always win. And that's a good way to live. But when you're home and you have that same attitude, people get scared of you because I'm used to winning, and I have to win. You know, I have to win. And maybe that's what kept me alive. So I know that's what works for me. But apparently, you civilians have to be, you know, I don't know, talk a little bit nicer than the way I speak sometimes. You know, I'm used to giving orders because that's what's going to work. Take care of the business now, not tomorrow. Do it now, and it frightens people. So I saw my family, and my mom, poor thing, she threw a party for me. Well, I've been with 2 or 3 other guys, and so that many people around me. I'm just hypervigilant. I'm just looking around, going, and there's a beautiful girl. Her name was Laura Ingalls, and I hope she may hear about this, but she liked me a lot, and I still take in touch with her, but I can't. Nobody touched me. I couldn't let people touch me. I couldn't let people sneak up on me. I couldn't let people get too close to me because I get scared in the sense that I was going to hurt these people, and because I'm not used to people being around me, civilians anyway, not necessarily military guys. Unfortunately, I found out when I turned 50, so about 25, 30 years later, after I got back from Vietnam, I found out my family's been scared of me all my life. That's the way it was, and I found out. So I tried to be a better person, but it takes me a long time to get to that point. I'm still working on it. I think that's all I have to say right now. I'll edit whenever that. I'll look at that and add some things to it, but that's about it. So
that was your war.
That was my war, and it's still going on every night. Yep, every night.
Wow.